This is He Knows Everything, bringing you that heat and that far. Got my boy Tom Ross TV in the building. We getting ready to talk, man. The topic at hand, and it's the big topic at hand that we got to discuss is Canelo Alvarez and Caleb Plant. This fight right here, to me, is an upset alert. I do believe that Caleb Plant has the goods. I believe that Caleb Plant's going to bring it. I believe that Caleb Plant is going to be that guy that's going to figure things out tonight. I don't know why. I just smell upset alert in the air. I smell that, this fight right here is a fight that Caleb Plant can realistically take. Caleb Plant is fighting a guy that's ordinary to me. Canelo Alvarez is ordinary. He's not legendary. To Mexican community fan bases, to Mexican boxing fan bases, they consider him special. But special, like Ross eloquently said on the live the other day, for Mexican community fan bases, is not considered special for black people. It's not considered special for black boxing community fan bases because we hold fighters to another standard. We don't do this whole Aztec warrior where you just come into the ring, you beat each other up, you basically are what we would say glutton for fucking punishment. We don't do shit like that. We actually have sparring wars. A lot of black fighters, unfortunately, their boxing careers get shortened due to sparring wars. And because of the fact that they've had iron sharpening iron, Proverbs 27, verse 17, it says, iron sharpeneth iron, for a man is sharpeneth by the countenance of his friend. Because they've had those moments in sparring, it shortened their boxing career when they step into the ring. This is why us, as black folks, the highest standard of boxing, we are the standard bearers. We are the standard paradisers. We are the trendsetters when it comes to talking the sport of boxing because we know where we're coming from. We're coming from a place of the work that we do in the gym is so elite that when we step into the ring, it's easy work. It's easy peasy fucking work. I don't care what race you're part of. I don't care what ethnicity you're part of. I don't care what nationality you're part of. Nobody is seeing black people when it comes to any fucking thing that has to do with sports, especially fucking boxing. The greatest boxers, when I always ask that question, every motherfucker gets mute. The greatest boxers to ever fight are black. Whether you want to go from Jack Johnson, whether you want to go from Joe Louis, whether you want to mention Sugar Ray Robinson, whether you want to mention Sugar Ray Leonard for some people, whether you want to mention Floyd Mayweather, whether you want to mention Lennox Lewis, whether you want to mention Muhammad Ali, whether you want to mention Joe Frazier, whether you want to mention George Foreman, whether you want to mention Marvin Hagler, whether you want to mention Bernard Hopkins. You see where I'm going with this? You see how we have a wealth of knowledge here? Whether you want to go to Roy Jones Jr., what is synonymous with all of this? Whether you want to mention Andre Ward, whether you want to mention Earl Spence, to some people, Earl Spence is the GOAT. Whether you want to mention any one of these motherfuckers, what is synonymous with all of them is they are black. That is what's synonymous with them. The best fighters in the game, Gervonta Tank Davis, the most electrifying man in all of boxing entertainment. Earl Spence, the most electrifying welterweight. The Charlo brothers, they're killing it at 160, killing it at 154. I get on Jamel Charlo, but last time I checked, Jamel Charlo is still motherfucking lineal. He didn't lose that shit. So he's still elite. Yeah, he's not undefeated, but that motherfucker is still elite. When it all, yeah, go ahead, bro.
No, I was interject real quick. Three belt unified. I don't like him outside the ring, but what he's doing inside the ring can't be denied.
That's it. That's it.
And I can separate the two.
Deontay Wilder, before he started listening to these beta cuck males, pure fucking beta supreme, beta males, mama's boy, pure fucking beta supremes, and the LDBC, they fucked him over. They rear-ended him. They turned him into a Monty Brown. They made him wheel fucking chair bounded. They fucked him up. They ramrodded him. They basically, what they did is they basically took all of the manhood out of his ass. This is what's happened to Deontay Wilder. That's why I don't respect him no more. I'm on wax saying that. I've lost all respect for Deontay Wilder because Deontay Wilder would not adhere to Floyd Mayweather. He would not adhere to Al Heyman. When you don't adhere to levels like that, we're talking about alpha males at the highest fucking levels. You not listening to these motherfuckers? I don't want to hear anything that you have to say. I fundamentally don't want to hear anything that comes out of your rabbit ass mouth. I don't want to hear it. So when it's all said and done, Deontay Wilder is basically what we would say, like they said back in the day, from spirituality. He's a fallen angel. You know, these fallen angels, when they fell from grace, they turned into something that was ugly. They no longer look beautiful anymore. That's Deontay Wilder, fallen from grace. Now, Floyd Mayweather made a comment that said, minor setback for a major comeback. Well, that shit is that ship is sank. That bus has sailed. Him, Adrian Broner's of the world, that has sailed. He no longer belongs in those vernaculars. He no longer belongs in those terminologies. And I absolutely agree with Chris Broussard. I'm gonna say it again. Deontay Wilder is the boxing version of Russell Westbrook of Russville. I agree with that 1,000%. Chris Broussard, though, you know, I don't always agree with everything that Chris Broussard say, but one thing that Chris Broussard has over Stephen A. Smith, he has more backbone than that motherfucker. And Chris Broussard, when I said this, I think Ross gave Chris Broussard respect that day when I said that. Chris Broussard challenged the LGBTQ community. A lot of people don't know that. He got on wax and he said, so what? I'm supposed to silence me being a heterosexual? So is it okay for me to not be a heterosexual married man? So I can't go out there and say that? So I always respected him for him being on a huge platform like he was on ESPN, and then ESPN tried to silence him. And then he was smart enough to say, okay, screw y'all. I'm going to find me another job. Then he went to Fox. You know, Fox more controversial. So they'll allow him to speak his mind. He was smart enough to get the hell out of Dodge, and he was smart enough to be able to go where he needed to go, to be able to speak the way he needed to speak. So I always give him credit, and I always give him the nod of approval for that. And when he said what he said about Deontay Wilder, it was the truth. All of the Deontay Wilder mites were on higgity fucking hush status. Mm-hmm. So when it's all said and done, Caleb Plant has the goods. All Caleb Plant has to do is showcase conditioning. His conditioning has to be on point. And when I say conditioning is on point, I'm talking about this man has to be running circles around Cinnamon Toast Crunch for 12 fucking rounds. And then after that, he needs to make sure that his roughhousing skills are on point. Remember what James Toney told you. When you break in the clinch, every time that clinch break, bop. Every time that clinch break, bop. Get his ass. Because what the referee can't control is the referee can't control right before they break it up what happens in the trenches. This is what inside boxing is all about. People say, well, that's fighting dirty. You don't know shit about boxing. Roughhousing is not dirty tactics. That's why they call it roughhousing. Roughhousing is actually an art. It's a technique. It's a skill. All elite boxers use it. Because in fights, a lot of times, things can get testy. Your temperature can get tested. So you use the roughhousing method to send that message to that other fighter that you're just not going to disrespect me. Andre Ward is a master of roughhousing. It's an art. It's not cheating. It's not what Marcos Maidana does when he leads with his fucking forehead and he hits Floyd Mayweather in the nuts 100 fucking times. We're not talking about that. That's flat out fucking cheating. We're not talking about what Sean Porter did to Andre Berto when he turned Andre Berto into non-existent in the damn face with all those damn headbutts. We're not talking about that. We're talking about using boxing technique and boxing skills to let the fighter know that you're going to make it uncomfortable for them. Canelo Alvarez is a creature of familiarity, and he loves to be familiar in the ring, and he loves to be clean. All Caleb Plant has to do is make all that cleanness go to dirtiness and make it uncomfortable for him. Why am I saying that? because it leads to the third point. Canelo Alvarez's stamina is shit. After 4 to 6 rounds, he ain't nothing. So if you make the fight dirty, think about it, you brain full of mush and brainwashed dodo heads, you're taking win away from the fighter. You're slowing the fighter down even faster than their normal pace. So that means if it takes him 4 to 6 rounds for his stamina to eventually become shit, his stamina is going to become shit between 2 to 3 rounds. See, this is what boxing is at its highest levels. And that's what Caleb Plant's going to have to showcase. And then the fourth prerequisite, don't admire your fucking punches. You throw a beautiful combination, go right back and throw that beautiful combination again. Don't sit there and throw it and be like, whoo, that was so deep and profound. No, the second you say that shit was so deep and profound, that's when you're going to fuck around and put your chin out there and get hit with something. No, you keep hitting him, you keep hitting him, and you keep hitting him consistently and religiously. And then at the end of the fight, you can raise your hand up and say that was so fucking deep and profound. Ross, talk to them.
Yeah, man. I seen somebody in the comments say, brought up Rocky Marciano. Rocky Marciano is largely overrated, and everyone he beat, that was somebody, were beat way past the time they should have been fighting. Back in those days, you had to fight damn near 10, 12 times a week just to feed your family.
Mm-hmm.
They were already shot. Rocky Marciano fought his cousin like 3 times, but he's a great white hope. He was never great. Deontay Wilder will not Rocky Marciano as clean out. With that being said,
I agree with that.
Canelo, I got money on Plant for the upset. If Plant stays on his toes, boxes with his length, with his power, he don't need a knockout Canelo. He just needs to be sharper than Canelo. And then if they get in the clinch, just protect himself, protect his liver, because all the Mexican fighters, all they're trying to do is land a liver shot.
Yep.
They throw all those other punches for nothing. They ain't even trying to land those punches. They throw those punches just to dip in and try to land the liver shot. Protect his liver with his right hand, and do what Ward did in Kovalev 1. Exit the clinch with body shots. Canelo already has horrible stamina. That's the reason why he took the clenbuterol.
Yep.
That's the reason why that's the reason why they basically changed the clenbuterol tolerance level so where he can cheat legally. Everything about him is just a fraud. It's just fraudulent. And for people to ignore that, lets you know that right or wrong in this generation, this society, right or wrong is a concept.
Facts.
It's not real in the society. What I mean by that, people accept the wrong as if it's right, if it fits their purpose, so to speak. There's no standard, there's no black and white. Is if I accept this is true, then it's true. They think that's how the world works. So they accept that Canelo is great. So therefore he's great to them. In regard to him popping on drug PED tests, in regard to catch weights, in regard of the multiple rehydration clauses, the 10 to 20, 30 people he fought in Mexico we don't know nothing about, the 15 people he fought after their prime, to them, in their mind, that's great.
Yep.
In this society, people don't go by what's right or wrong. They make up that. That's why the word "my truth" is so big in this society.
Yep.
They made that up so they don't have to deal with reality. Everybody has their truth, so they don't have to deal with reality. And then when reality hits them in the ass, they have a ready-made excuse to deflect and put that on somebody else. To put the burden on them not being prepared for reality because they were stuck in their truth. To put that burden on somebody else.
Yep.
Canelo loses tonight. If he loses, it's going to be so many excuses, man. He might not make them because, to his credit, he didn't make a lot of excuses. He didn't make any when he lost to Floyd. To his credit, he's making them now. but he might not make them right away. But his people are going to make them for him.
Yep.
They're going to make the excuses for him. Why? What people feel in this society is bigger than what something actually is.
Yep.
It matters more. It matters more.
It's
No one
interesting.
takes the time to do the research to figure out what is and what isn't. You still got people who think that could still beat Floyd Mayweather's dream. Because that's what HBO told him.
Yep.
If you watch that fight, it's not even a close fight, man. And they're not even commenting on the fight. They're commenting on Floyd's father being in prison and shit. They're commenting on stupid shit.
Yep.
Exactly, man. Joseph Selbu, I think that's how you say Selbu.
Yeah, Joseph Selbu.
The audacity Canelo has to demand someone respect his mother and not to call him a certain name when he has no respect for no one.
Mm-hmm. He called Charlo a motherfucker.
He called and Andrade or Andre, which however you want to call him. He called him that too. The reason why
I don't mind when you say Andre. Andre is the American way to say it. Yeah. Andrade, Demetrius Andrade won't tell people that, but his ass is fucking Haitian. So in our culture, we call him Andrade, but Andre, I don't mind that.
Yeah, Andre sounds right. So it sounds right to my tongue, but sometimes I switch it up. Andrade, Andre. But he called him a motherfucker. The reason why Canelo's upset because he tried to play like he don't understand these things. But motherfucker is a racist term.
Yep.
And he knows that. And a lot of Europeanized, really Spaniards, those are Spaniards in Mexico. The real Mexicans, they don't even show. They're like me and he knows his complexion. The real Mexicans in Mexico. The Spaniards over there, they know what they did to those people. And they know they had them just like they had us in America and in the islands in Haiti. And those people didn't speak French. They was made to speak their language by them French people that came over there. They know what they done to us. And that motherfucker comes from them putting a hood over a black teenager, a black boy's head, and having him procreate with everyone on the plantation, man, including sometimes his own mother.
Facts.
That's where that comes from. And that's the reason why he didn't want him to say that, because he knows the true meaning. He did playing like he doesn't understand. Canelo's a very subliminal racist. And he was upset because he thought he would get the respect from a white man, that he's been behaving as a white man. A white man will give you respect if you're not no pure. They don't even give each other respect. They definitely if you're not a pure white man.
Yep.
He got the disrespect he's been giving these black fighters all the time, and he don't know how to handle it.
Yep.
So I can see this fight being an upset. I got money on Plant. Not any money that's gonna put me in any type of risk, but enough money to have a couple of good nights out. I got money on Plant to get the upset.
Yep.
As far as Wilder, I understand what Chris Broussard is saying. I feel like he chose the wrong guy. I feel like he should have chose someone who reached championship status, but then fell off. Probably should have chose Aaron Rodgers. Right? Aaron Rodgers became a champion, kind of decent in a decent time. Then Aaron Rodgers did shit in like 11 years, man.
Who was that receiver he had? That receiver's name was Glover, right?
Glover? Donald.
The receiver he had when he won the Super Bowl. Was his name Glover?
Donald Driver.
Driver, there you go.
Donald Driver. And,
Donald Driver is the reason why he won that shit. Because of the yak, the yards after the catch. People don't understand. Receivers make their money and they make their bank not when they make the catch. It's off the yak, the yards after the catch. And Donald Driver is a master of yak, man.
Exactly. So him and he had I think he had a couple of guys. He had a lot of weapons that year, but Donald Driver was a big weapon. But I'm saying that to say, I feel like Aaron Rodgers is a bigger comparison because Aaron Rodgers reached championship level, but has not got there again and has not won because he refuses to adapt. Every time Aaron Rodgers gets into those big games, he don't put his body on the line. This is the reason why I say most quarterbacks ain't real football players. They're afraid to put their body on the line and to make a play themselves. In the NFC Championship game, Aaron Rodgers was scared to run the ball, and that's why they lost. He was afraid, and I feel like Deontay Wilder is afraid to change up his training tactics because he don't want to expose the things that he can't do instead of just learning. There's some things that he can't do. And he don't want to expose that, so he's bringing people in that's going to allow him to train how he trains.
But that's why, from an accomplishment standpoint, I know what you mean. But that's why Russell Westbrook comparison is perfect because they don't want to change. When you look at Russell Westbrook, the reason why the Lakers are struggling is because Russell Westbrook is a selfish motherfucker, man. He was like that with Kevin Durant. That selfishness that they both have is so bad, and I think it's just ingrained. The reason why they are the same to me in a lot of ways is because their selfishness is part of their DNA.
Yeah,
it's not like something that you can remove.
If Russell Westbrook ever wins a championship, become a champion, then I would accept that. But
trust me, I understand where you're coming from because you're looking at it from the stature standpoint.
I try not to compare people who have not accomplished anything to people who have. Believe it or not, Deontay Wilder has accomplished a whole lot in boxing.
Yes, he has. From an accomplished standpoint, you are 1,000% correct. I'm looking at it from the mental psychosis, and I'm looking at it from the personality trait standpoint. They are exactly the same. These guys, their stubbornness and their ability to just be selfish as hell is bad. That's all I wanted to say, bro. You got the floor.
That broken clavicle is horseshit. That's a horseshit excuse because he hasn't always had a broken clavicle, and there's guys that play through worse. And Aaron Rodgers is
Aaron Rodgers overrated.
And Aaron Rodgers, for the most part, always finds a way to have an excuse for the shit that he can't get done. You have the best weapons. You normally have a decent offensive line. You normally have the best running backs, right? It's not like he's Lamar Jackson. He's not. Lamar Jackson has to carry the ball from the Ravens team.
Yep.
Running backs can't run the ball. Offensive line can't block. Receivers drop the ball up the fucking touchdown, and they still win. That's a football player. If Aaron Rodgers was more football player than he was just a drop back quarterback, they would have more Super Bowls. Think about it. John Elway won 2 back to back, and he wasn't even at his best, but he started sacrificing his body.
Yep.
He had to take big hits to win those Super Bowls. If you're not willing to go above and beyond to be great, you might have some fleeting greatness, but it won't be sustainable. And that's what happened to that's what happened to Deontay Wilder. But I don't think it's too late because he always has an equalizer. All he has to do is buckle down and humble himself and say, "I don't know this. It's apparent I don't know this, man." Because truth be told, he made Tyson Fury, even though I feel like that fight was on the up and up all the way. He made Tyson Fury look real good, man. Tyson Fury not that good, but it's just the basic things that he don't know. Pacquiao was the same way, man. Pacquiao never learned the basics of boxing. He got by on his athleticism. He still don't know how to initiate a clinch to this day.
Yep.
Pacquiao don't know how to initiate a clinch. Keith Thurman barely know how to initiate clinches. That's why he always be losing fights. He's supposed to win or look bad. Because when he get hurt, Keith Thurman start running around like he literally starts running.
But you know why he got less? You know why he got less losses than Deontay Wilder? He moves his feet just a little bit more. He moves his feet just a little bit more.
No. At this point, I'm not comparing him to Deontay Wilder. I'm just saying how many people lack certain things they're supposed to know.
That's true.
Certain thing. If Floyd didn't know how to clinch, he would have lost against Shane Mosley.
Yeah.
He would have got knocked out that round if he didn't know how to clinch.
And
Knowing how
that
to
fight,
clinch,
those fights against Marcos Maidana would have been a lot harder if he didn't know how to clinch.
knowing how to
Especially with all that
initiate the clinch.
cheating that shit that Marcos Maidana was doing.
Yeah. Knowing how to initiate a clinch. It's paramount if you win a championship fight, man.
Facts.
It's paramount, yo.
Facts.
And that's the difference. Tyson Fury, not maybe. Tyson Fury is a cheater. We know he's a cheater.
Mm-hmm.
He's also a guy who, this is what he does. He learned how to box. Because people say Tyson Fury can't box, they're lying. He learned how to box. He also learned that he's chinny, and he learned that he has stamina issues, so he started cheating. But as far as the things he needs to know on a fundamental level, he knows those things. So you have to know those things as well to beat him, especially if they're giving him slight advantages. You have to know those fundamental things. So it's hard for me to go full bore with the Deontay Wilder shit because yes, I do feel Tyson Fury got a long count to him, but I also feel Deontay Wilder should have won that fight had he buckled down and he humbled himself and got under Mayweather. He should have won anyway.
No, I don't think he needs to fight. I don't think he needs to fight Canelo Southpaw. See, your Tommy De Jesus, your last name betraying you, bro. You know, and I know Spanish community fan base, they hate when I say that because they say, oh, that's a racist term. Every time you always say your last name betraying you right now. Listen. What you guys have to understand is this, and it's as simple as this. Caleb Plant just need to be Caleb Plant. That's it. That's it. When you fight Canelo, the motherfucker's ordinary. Just be your fucking self. That's all I got to say, Ross.
The thing about it is this. I don't feel like he need to do anything special besides protect himself from the body shots and not to be stagnant and stay in the middle of the ring.
Facts.
He's gonna want to push him to the ropes so he can set up his body shots and then set up an overhand right.
Mm-hmm.
If Caleb Plant can stay in the middle of the ring and tie him up whenever he gets on the ropes, he should be good money, man. Because Canelo has not proven to me that he could box with a boxer. Like, Cotto earned so much respect for me. If you just stop watching the fight and just look at their feet, when Floyd was pivoting, Cotto was pivoting at the same time. It's like they were dancing with each other.
Yep.
Boxing, man. If Cotto pivots late as fuck, he start getting countered because now it's like people don't understand. Good boxing is like the Navy. Yeah. In the beginning, the Mexicans still fight how the old Navy fought when they didn't have any good sense. Mm-hmm. It wasn't until they started getting with black men who taught them the art of war. Yep. They used to just line up right in front of each other and just shoot cannons.
Yeah, exactly.
Certain death.
Yep.
Then whoever 3-4 motherfuckers who survive, they go to the other side and put their flag like, yeah, we
the flag up. Yep.
No, man, that's not how this shit go. You supposed to be maneuvering. Yep. When you catch somebody in a maneuver, you let off your shots. Boom, 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 boom.
Like
they
the Bible.
Move out of the way.
Like the Bible, you're supposed to set up strategies. King David set up strategies when he was fighting armies that were bigger than him. He didn't just run up on them to try to put that white flag. He used the terrain. If they had the high ground, he used the high ground.
Right. Same thing in the field, in the actual battlefield. The Europeans used to just come and just stand in front of each other, 3,000 niggas on each side, and just shoot each other, man. Mm-hmm. Bro, this made absolutely no sense. And people thinking that's how you're supposed to box. You're supposed to get in the ring, stand toe to toe, and give each other brain damage.
That's Mexican fighting,
man. And the reason why they don't like black, because we know that intuitively that you're not supposed to do that. What you're supposed to do, if you're a small army, you're supposed to do like the Viet Cong, and you're supposed to set up traps, just like they learned later, just like they did the British when the British came here. Mm-hmm. That's how you're supposed to do it. You're supposed to set up traps, maneuver. After they set up that trap, they're not even over there no more. Mm-hmm. That's boxing, man. That's boxing at its highest level. And if he
Yep.
could do that, Canelo's not gonna have any chance if he could do that.
Exactly.
This fight depends on Caleb Plant's stamina.
Mm-hmm.
Because they didn't allow Olympic style testing, so Canelo's juiced up.
Yep.
I'm sorry. And as long as Canelo is juiced up, he won't get full credit for any fights.
Nope.
If you don't do it fair and square, like I've seen it my whole life, the same type of gloves I've seen my whole life. If you don't do it fair and square, then I'm gonna say something.
Yep.
And if and he's fighting dirty because he refused Olympics. Why would you refuse Olympic style testing? Why would
you got something to hide.
Why would any super athlete refuse that?
You got something to hide.
That's something to hide. And we all know the Nevada State Commission never catch anybody cheating.
Yep.
Don't y'all think that's awkward? They never catch anybody cheating. It's
Right.
always the Olympic style testing, or it's always the other person's trainer.
Yep.
The commission, everything's good with the commission. They sign off on everything. So you can't say, well, the commission, they do their test. Yeah, they let you know when they're doing the test. It's like the police force.
Yep.
Don't need to be knowing. No, I got a test. Let me stop smoking weed these next 3 weeks so I can pass this test.
Yep.
That's what that shit about, man. That's why they don't never get popped, man. You know what I'm saying? Yep. So with that being said, I feel like if Caleb Plant could stay in the middle of the ring, when he get in trouble, initiate the clinch on the way out, or right before the ref gets there, because sometimes the ref will say, "Hey, don't hit on the. You're not supposed to hit on the break." But some refs allow you to hit on the break. On the way out, see if you get a dig to the body. You want to say something? Then be smart. You don't want to get no point taken off you. This is Canelo. They'll take a point off your.
That is true.
You know what I mean? That's be smart. But before the ref get there, you can do all the digging to the body all you want. You dig to the body, then you try to get their arm back so they can't dig back to your body. You know what I'm saying? If he can implement those things, then I ain't gonna say this is easy. Because even though I don't think Canelo is all what they're saying he is, Canelo still can fight, man. He just not the greatness they're attaching to him is not that because the people are already at a disadvantage. It's like watching the movie Gladiator.
Yeah.
That fight wasn't a close fight, man. He was dying when he was fighting. Niggas always have some type of ailment with Canelo fight though. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason why I don't attach the greatness to his name. But if you just watch him, you just watch how he throws his punches. You know, you watch how he moves out of the way. You know, he's not no bum in there. He just not who they telling us that he is.
Exactly.
It's like the opposite of Floyd. They were saying Floyd wasn't as great as he was his whole career. And then he fights a dude 23 years old, and he's going on 37, and he makes it look easy. That's when everybody is forced to say, you know what? This dude might be the greatest of all time. Because nobody never seen no guy older as Floyd like that fight like that. You see Pernell Whitaker wasn't fighting like that at that age. He aged so gracefully in boxing that you had to give it to him, man. But his whole career, they were saying he wasn't that great. And Canelo's whole career, they told us he is this great. But half of his roster, we don't even know who the fuck he was fighting. It's like Pacquiao, man. Those first 20, 30 fights, we don't know who Pacquiao was fighting, man. Who were those guys? Who were those guys, man? They over in a whole nother country. We know those guys are trash over there, those countries, man. Those weren't Mexican fighters. Those guys weren't American fighters, man. That's equivalent to me. To a chef. Talk about I'm the best chef in America. That don't mean shit. You gotta be the best chef in France.
Prove it.
Worldwide, you gotta be the best chef in Italy. You know what I mean? Man. The people in the food industry, they wipe their ass with the best chef in America. That's nothing to do with. You gotta take your best chef ass over to France and get respect over there to be considered the best chef. I didn't like the rules. That is what it is. So this motherfucker, they had to prove himself in America. And majority of fights was in Mexico. Come on, man. We all know everything goes in Mexico, man. Niggas stay PED'd up in Mexico. You can go to Mexico right now, go get some type of surgery that's fugazi as fuck. come back with 6-pack like my Donna fat as fuck with 8-pack.
Or like those girls, they come back with the
Anything going in Mexico,
reject
man.
ass. Those girls, all these girls, even black girls, they come back with the reject ass implants, and that shit always because they went to Mexico, always.
Shit look crazy. Shit look crazy. You could do anything in Mexico, man. So you can't sit here and tell me you great because you beat all these people. Just like Julio Cesar Chavez, man. The people don't realize that the Mexican fan base keep boxing going. So at all times, they need at least one great Mexican fighter, bro.
Yeah.
And they don't allow these guys. They got one. They miss them. It's Benavidez.
Yeah.
But they don't allow it to happen organically. They create them. They said Chavez was 87-0 before he had his first loss. If you go on Boxing Rec right now and you look at those fighters, damn near all those fighters got like 13 losses, 25 losses. Debut fight. If you like 50 fighters in a row all got losing records. Chavez 80. I wiped my ass with that 87-0, man.
And he fought a bunch of taxi drivers.
Yeah, man. I wipe my ass with that shit, man. That shit don't mean nothing to me, man. Because I do my before I speak on anybody, I go and I look, man. If the best boxers are in the United States. Yeah. Even when it comes to Mexican fighters, the best Mexican fighters are in the United States.
And go look at Chavez's career when he fought the real fighters. Oscar De La Hoya retired him. Pernell Whitaker beat the shit out of him.
And he started getting gifts like open rivalries to keep him relevant. Yep. That's another thing we gotta be worried about. If it's a close fight, but Cato Platt deserves to win, they're gonna rival.
Yeah, but that's because that works with Danny Jacobs, though, Thomas DeSuze. That shit ain't gonna work with Caleb Plant. You got to know your fighter. Caleb Plant I never knew Caleb
Plant to be able to switch. So
exactly.
So I don't know. Maybe that's true. I don't know. He has to be able to switch to get it done. But
exactly.
But you don't have to switch to beat Canelo because Floyd showed you. Floyd showed you. You don't have to switch.
Floyd showed you. Floyd didn't switch. Floyd just basically picked his ass apart.
You got to be
because Floyd knows that he loses fucking rounds.
You lose rounds, and you got to move your head slot. You cannot keep your head in the same place with Canelo because Canelo ain't no slob. If you keep giving him a target, he gonna hit it eventually.
But Canelo can be outpaced. He's a comfortable fighter. There's 3 fighters in boxing. They punch in between comfort. Canelo's one of them. That's why he's the most overrated fighter. Terrence Bud Crawford is another one. That's why he's the most overrated fighter. And Manny Pacquiao, that's why he's the most overrated fighter. You saw what Dennis Ugas did. He made sure he punched in between those punches. Yep. That's how you beat these guys. Every time they get into their little pause mode, you punch in between that shit. That's why I know Spence gonna beat the shit out of Terrence Bud Crawford. Because Spence likes to throw a lot of punches in between your punches. Floyd does that too. If you're going to look at the Floyd fight with Canelo, every time Canelo threw a counter, Floyd threw double counters. He threw punches in between fucking punches. That's how you fuck motherfuckers like that up.
Spence does it with relentless punching. The whole fight. Floyd don't punch the whole fight. Floyd does it with timing.
Yep.
He does it with timing. And Floyd, what he does is he figures out your tells. He's playing poker with you the first 3 rounds. And a lot of people, they have a tell when they get ready to throw their shots. They might wound up and get ready to throw. What Floyd does is when he sees your tail, you wound up, he throws a jab. Boom. Now you got to reset. Now you got to reset. And they have their own little, like, it's like, you know how batters have their own little thing? They be like, they do all that shit. But people be doing that shit in the box ring, but it happens so quick. And Floyd pick up on everything that fast, like the motions you go through to throw your punch. Like Ricky Hatton, he like to dip his shoulder to the left and throw the left hook. Every time Ricky Hatton get ready to dip his shoulder, Floyd would jab his ass. Bang. He'll reset. Ricky Hatton, he resets like this. He'll do this, Floyd jab him again. Those first 3 rounds, he picks up on your tails. Like, oh, man, when he does this, he does this. When he get ready to do this, he does this. And then he just start picking you apart. Meanwhile, the way Errol fight, Errol just presses you the whole time You're not allowed to get comfortable at all.
Unlimited. Oh,
You have to be a all world level fighter to be able to impose your will and do anything that you want to do against Earl because he's always giving you pressure. It's like
unlimited pressure, though.
it's like when the soldiers arrived on Normandy, it took them all day. I think it took them, I don't know how many days. It took all day to storm because they was getting murked as they arrived.
Yep.
Constant hail of bullets.
Constant, dog.
A constant hail of bullets. Like those guys wasn't even aiming. They probably were just, we got 1 million rounds. We just gonna let off.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Then the ones who left, good riddance. You know what I mean? But we're gonna let off all these rounds. So it's just crazy, man. It's crazy how boxing is a very complicated sport that people want to simplify because they don't want to do the due diligence and learn what they're watching.
Yep.
They don't want to take the due diligence to figure out what is it that I'm watching. What is this? Like, what is they? So everybody say, man, I was bored because they didn't fight toe to toe. To be honest with me, toe to toe fights are the most boring, bro. Why? Because most guys, they don't even have the skill to make a toe to toe fight look exciting. They don't even be making the fighters miss at all. They literally be taking headshots. Like, I don't like that. To me, that's not fighting. You get hit 90 times, and then, you know what I mean? Y'all just sitting there just swinging and just headbutting each other. To me, man, like, bro, if I want to watch that, I'll watch the UFC.
Yep.
Boxing could look real nice toe to toe. Like Cotto and Floyd did it. They're boxing toe to toe. It looked beautiful because they were making each other miss and landing. And Cotto, he might miss like 3 or 4 hit combinations, but he's no fundamental boxer. He'll jab on the way out or the combination. He'll catch Floyd. Now, if he didn't know how to box, fundamentally, he would never throw those jabs on the way out after he do a combination.
Facts.
That's boxing 101. You taught that. You jab to start a combination. You jab to come out of combination.
Yep.
You know
but one interjection, Ross. See, Cotto was, because Floyd's solar plex shots that he was landing round after round, Cotto was slowing down with keeping up with Mayweather. As you saw the rounds were going on, he was getting slower and slower and slower. And that's when Floyd realized that head was open and uppercut fucking city. That uppercut was fucking landing.
Yeah, well, Floyd made he made 2 adjustments. He started throwing a looper right hand.
Yep.
Started to loop it around his guard because Cotto's high guard was fire.
Yep.
And then he made another adjustment. He'll loop the right hand, hit or miss. He'll pull down Cotto's guard and throw the hook.
Yep.
But throw the hook, that's when he almost stopped Cotto. That's boxing, man.
Yep.
It's not boxing when guys are just swinging and one accidentally hit one with a headshot.
Mexican fighters.
That's lucky, man.
Mexican fighters.
That's lucky. You got lucky. Boxing when you set that up. Boxing when you set. That's why I always give Cotto the most respect, because Cotto fought a clean fight and made it a competitive fight with Floyd. Didn't have to cheat at all. Didn't have to cheat at all. I respect it. I don't respect the Maidana. Maidana was being allowed to do all that shit to make the fight look interesting. That was an ugly fight. He should have been disqualified like 3 or 4 times. Maidana was never great. He was just way bigger than Floyd.
Yeah. If it was a black fighter that did what Maidana did, if you put the 2 on the other foot and Maidana was basically the black fighter, and let's say Floyd was the white fighter or the Great White Hope, Maidana would have got Big Titty Miller. Yeah. After the first fight, they wouldn't even be a second fight. They would have Big Titty Miller his ass.
He would have got disqualified, or he would have got ran down in the media for all the illegal shit he was doing.
Yep.
It wouldn't even made it to no second fight, man.
Nope, not no second.
And that's the reason why it's imperative that these young black fighters, when they come into boxing, they have to sit back and they gotta look. Okay. Why are all these white executives telling me to stay away from Al Heyman and to stay away from Floyd Mayweather?
Exactly.
I see the big money they try to throw at me. Cash advances that you, depending on your contract, you either got to pay back, got to pay half of it back. It depends on your contract. They throw big money at me, but then they put these clamps on me and control me.
Yep.
So why are they telling me not to be like Floyd? Well, if you look at Floyd's career, you realize they tried to cheat Floyd a couple of times, man. But he was that 50-0, it was not no walk in the park. The boxing part could have been, but boxing is bigger than just in the ring.
Yep.
There's a business side of boxing, and there's a traditional side of boxing too, where certain guys supposed to lose no matter how good the fight is. Certain guys supposed to lose. Floyd wasn't supposed to come in and beat. He beat several guys when he moved up that they wanted him to lose to.
Yep.
He wasn't supposed to beat Castillo.
Yep.
Look how Bob Arum even do his shit. He don't even put his guys in tough fights like that. But he was putting Floyd in tough fights back to back to back. He was trying to get him to lose. He kept winning.
Yep.
His first title fight, he put him in there with Gennaro Hernandez. Hernandez was undefeated for the last 10 years. Floyd with him. They put him in there with Castillo. He moved up. The first fight.
Yep.
He won. They was mad that he won, so they created a scenario. Like, damn, we couldn't get the real victory, so we'll just ruin this victory for him.
Yep.
So there was times in Floyd's career where he should have won, but he was mentally, physically, and he had a team around him, and he was prepared to win a fight that they set him up to lose.
Yep.
Deontay Wilder would still be undefeated right now if he was humble himself, change his circle, and get with Floyd Mayweather Jr.
There you go.
Allowed them to say, man, Floyd's a bad guy in boxing. He allowed them to get in his ear.
Yep.
Whenever you start hearing black fighters say, man, I'm not going to be like Floyd, or I'm not going to be a fighter that just boxes and wins. I'm here for the excitement. I already know their career finna go to shit.
Yep.
I already know because they already drunk the Kool-Aid.
Yep.
Boxing legacy is what they sell you.
Yep.
The legacy, the actual legacy, is what they take from you.
Yep.
Your money and your endorsements,
and
your ability to feed your family. That's the real legacy. If you read a fucking book, you don't know legacy don't got nothing to do with sports. It's what a man leaves his family.
It's your seed, man.
That's legacy. What's your man? Land, property, money is legacy. Not what these white folks say about you on TV. Because truth be told, it don't matter what the fuck they say. We decide. The people decide who's great and who's not.
Yep.
Some of the people, they'll just say what ESPN says. But the real people, we know.
Yep.
We know who's great. We know Canelo's not great.
Yep.
Because great fighters beat the great fighters in their era.
Yep.
At that weight class at that time. He would have had to beat, or at least fight, Andre and Charlo. But he didn't fight him.
Yep.
And he said they didn't have a name.
Yep.
But Rocky Fielding didn't have a name.
Yep.
Am I lying? Anybody in the chat, did Rocky Fielding have a name?
Nope.
What the hell was Amir Khan known for?
Exactly.
What did Amir Khan do to deserve a title shot at 154, at 160? What did he do? What did he do at 147 to deserve that? At 140, wherever the hell he was at, I know he came up 2 weight classes. What did
2 weight classes in a pound? 2 weight classes in a pound.
That was a legal.
That's how much Canelo. That's how much Canelo. This is when I knew Canelo was overrated and I knew he was trash. I don't even call Canelo a good fighter. That fight told me he was garbage. Because a guy that's 140 pounder, boxing has weight classes for a reason. Why are you a 154 pounder at that time? And this guy's a 140 pounder. You got to get him to go up 2 weight classes and then a pound to a weight class that's not even yours at that time at 155. It told me that you were scared of his boxing ability. You were petrified and you were scared of his speed. So you were going to put him at such a disadvantage so that you could knock his ass out. That's exactly what Canelo did. If you guys want to know why Canelo's garbage, that fight reveals why he's garbage. Because Danny Garcia fought Amir Khan at 140 with Amir Khan being at his fucking best, and Danny Garcia no look left hooked his ass.
Yep.
That was a credible win right there. Not taking his ass up 2 weight classes and in a pound to do the same thing. And if you go look at that fight before Canelo Alvarez landed knockout Tom Ross, this is how you know Canelo Alvarez is overrated. Amir Khan outboxed him for a good 4 fucking rounds.
Mm-hmm.
That's pathetic.
Same thing that happened with Triple G. See, the thing about what boxing has turned into is these guys be so afraid to fight and to lose against their peers that they'll go up and wait to get a certain loss and get a moral victory to say they was tough.
Yep. Advanced level ducking.
When Mikey Garcia came up to fight Errol Spence, he was ducking.
Yep.
He was ducking work at 140, man, and 135.
I'm glad you said that, Ross, because that's what Kell Brook did. Kell Brook went up 2 weight classes to do an advanced level ducking of Errol Spence. And you know what the IBF said? And that's what made me respect the IBF. The IBF said, hell no. You still got to fight this motherfucker. You still got to go through him.
You still got to go through him, man, because you still hold that belt, man.
Yep.
Didn't Mayweather do that his whole career? Well, did he? I mean, you could put up his career, did he? Who didn't Mayweather fight in his prime that actually wanted to fight him? Now, who did he avoid? Who? He tried to fight Pacquiao 9 years before the fight happened. Pacquiao said he's afraid of needles.
Hold up, Ross. Hey, I'm taking a mental note on how you narrate. Warzone. Salute to you for the super chat. You said real boxing talk with the 3 fire emblems. Go ahead, Ross.
Yeah, man. So the thing about it is Canelo is giving you a semblance of greatness, but it lacks the truth thereof, man. The reason why it lacks the truth thereof is because you could go through Floyd's career with a fine-tooth comb.
Yep.
And if you know the history, you'll know these guys. They saying Floyd ducked. Floyd called them out, and they said Floyd wasn't worth it. Then Floyd made himself pretty. He made himself money made, and now all these guys want to fight. Floyd was been calling out De La Hoya. De La Hoya was being protected. It wasn't until Floyd beat Arturo Gatti that De La Hoya wanted to fight.
Yep.
It wasn't until then.
Yep.
It wasn't until Floyd beat Oscar Haddon and made himself a big name that Mosley finally wanted to fight. Floyd and Mosley were supposed to fight, but Mosley said he had an eye ache or something. His eye was hurt. No doctor, no nothing. He just said, man, something bothering my eye. I don't want this fight.
Yeah.
So all the fights that y'all cry about, these guys didn't want to fight Floyd Mayweather, and it makes sense. Did you watch Floyd Mayweather during this prime?
Yep.
No, that was a career ender, man.
Yep.
Because believe it or not, before Floyd hands started getting hurt, Floyd was really changing people's whole careers, man.
Yep.
Arturo Gatti had just beat the hell out of somebody before he fought Floyd. And he looked like an old man in there against Floyd.
Exactly.
He was bad. He had been in wars before. He had built up the tolerance. He had fought many guys where they landed that many punches on him, but they never hurt him like that. He looked bad in that fight.
Yep.
How can we ever say Canelo ever had a performance like Floyd?
Nope. Never.
He just a flawless performance. Without a catch weight, without a rehydration clause. There's always something. The people he fight are always at a disadvantage.
Yep.
So we can't say that Floyd and Canelo's the same, because Floyd fought typically people way bigger than him. Canelo normally fights people smaller than him. And if he fights someone bigger than him, he got them on a catch weight or a rehydration clause.
Facts.
So it don't count. It don't count. Canelo did not beat the Kovalev that Andre Ward beat.
Yep.
don't count. That shit don't count.
Yep.
Okay, you beat Danny Jacobs. Danny Jacobs just beat cancer 6 months prior.
Exactly.
That's the only reason why you fight him.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only reason why you fight him. He just
Yep.
beat cancer.
Yep.
When you think about it, when you compare Floyd Mayweather and Canelo's career, it kind of makes you feel like Floyd is the greatest of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Like without an argument, because how many champions Floyd beat in a row.
Yep.
I'm talking about, but this the caveat. Look at the fight prior. Not like
Mm-hmm.
Canelo, not fighting people who coming off losses. Look at the
Mm-hmm.
fight prior when Floyd fight them. They're at their best, man. They're coming off
Exactly.
their best wins. So it's not like
Exactly.
he's pushing them in a bad spot.
Yep.
They come off their best wins.
Yep.
Didn't Maidana come off his best win when he beat
Mm-hmm.
Adrian Broner? Even
Yep.
though now that we know about his gloves, I don't really give that the respect that people give it. But
Mm-hmm.
was he coming off his best win? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then what? You got the shit beat out of him.
But you know why I give that fight credit? Because Floyd tried to warn AB about everything, and AB got in his ignorance. He
Yeah,
had a
yeah.
Deontay
Me
Wilder
personally, I
moment.
could never give it credit. I can just understand why it happened. I could never give
Mm-hmm.
him credit because he a cheater. But I can
Yeah,
understand why it happened. You know what I mean?
because Floyd
But
Floyd was trying to talk AB off the ledge with a lot of things with the Maidana fight. But you know, AB, and see, this is the thing that happens to these black fighters, and they always get caught up. A lot of them like to want to do this. I want to impress everybody. And that's what he did with the Maidana fight. He wasn't ready for that fight. AB was actually 2 more fights away from actually taking that fight. Floyd told his ass, "You're not ready yet." And the reason why, it's not that he's not ready from a boxing skill standpoint, mindset. His mindset wasn't there yet. Because what Floyd was trying to get him to do at that time was clean up his act. Stop the partying, stop the drinking. If you guys remember in that fight, you remember that shit, Ross. He came to the first press conference, and Floyd looked at him, and Floyd said, "You a fat motherfucker." He came in about 180 something. So he spent the whole training camp basically losing weight so that he could get on the scale and look the weight that he was supposed to look come fight night. Look basically 147. And what ended up happening to his ass? He got the shit beaten out of him because he spent the whole training camp draining weight. This is a guy that was partying. Remember, he used to have those YouTube videos, AB about balling, always balling, and you see this motherfucker drinking in the club, and then he think because he run after he drink, you can't outwork out bullshit, man. You got to be disciplined. And he thought he could do that. And that's what he tried to do in the Marcos Maidana fight. That's what Floyd was trying to tell him. And you remember he went on Breakfast Club and he went testifying to Charlemagne the God and all of them. And he was saying Floyd was trying to tell me to clean up my act, et cetera, et cetera. This was before the Marcos Maidana fight. And then what ended up happening? Every time AB gave you that speech, like he got the message, then he went right back and regressed right back into the same bullshit and fuck shit. So it caught up with him. The Marcos Maidana fight, just all of the stuff he did outside of the ring caught up with him. That's what happened.
Yeah, but true. It's true, but it's not. The reason why I say it's not because when you fight against somebody who got loaded gloves, he would have lost that fight regardless. He wasn't even supposed to be in that fight. He came up 2 weight classes to fight this dude that fought damn near 170 pounds. And it goes to show you how little you got, how low the bar is for Latino fighters. They come in, gain 25 pounds after the weigh-in and shit to be bigger than people.
Yep.
Use fucked up gloves, PEDs, but they're great fighters. Then they get to sit back and hate on somebody like Floyd and be like, yeah, he's great, but he protects himself too much. So that's boring. Yep. So somebody got damn near get killed for you to be entertained because you don't understand boxing?
Yep.
Somebody gotta get knocked down every other round because you don't understand
Mm-hmm.
what you watching, or it's
Yep.
because when you see Mayweather fight, you feel inferior because you might be like, "Damn, I know nobody in my family could do that.
Mm-hmm.
Shit, nobody in my gene pool could do that shit." Hate these black motherfuckers, man. They fight better than us. They dicks better than us. They fuck our girls. I hate.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem.
Yep.
When you see Mayweather, you saw your inferiority, and that's why you hate him for the way he win.
Facts.
That's the problem, man.
Yep.
Because when I
Yep.
think about certain people, it's one thing not to like somebody
Mm-hmm.
personally. That's a personal thing. It's another thing to try to discredit their greatness. Everybody
Facts.
I know who hate on everything Michael Jordan do, they're inferior, man.
Yep.
They're inferior. There was never that guy that could get hoes. There was never that guy. There was always
Mm-hmm.
inferior, man. People who hate Floyd. Look at Floyd's biggest hater is and Kobe was Max Kellerman. Look at Max
Yep.
Kellerman, man. Look at him. You
Yep.
think Max Kellerman was the type that would have been getting hoes if he was around Floyd Mayweather Jr.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
or around Kobe?
Mm-hmm.
Inferior people hate on superior people.
Mm-hmm.
It's natural.
Yep.
It's natural. So the only thing you can say about somebody who's damn near a perfect fighter is
Don't
they're
forget,
ignorant.
Max Kellerman is a culture vulture because he's with a black woman and he got mixed kids. Let's not forget that shit. And he was once trying to be a fucking rapper.
Exactly. And a lot of people they lose themselves in that. They lose themselves in the fact that
Mm-hmm.
someone who's dealing with a sister can't be racist. Like, some of them are the biggest racists, man.
Yep.
The whole reason why they with that sister because they want a son to have the genetics that they didn't have.
Facts.
Not only white women hit me up talking about they just want a black baby. That's disgusting to me.
Yep.
How the fuck you want a black baby by me? You hate my people.
Exactly.
You want to make sure that something about you keep going because you know your people not gonna last long.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to have not knowing that if I have a kid with you, it's still a black kid. I'm a man. When I get you
Mm-hmm.
pregnant, it's still a black kid. But they don't know that.
Mm-hmm.
They don't understand genetics. They just want to have something with a black person. They
Mm-hmm.
love you so much that they despise you. They really look up to us, man. That's what I
Yep.
get from Mexican people. They really look up to black people, man.
Yeah, because you know what Mexicans are? Mexicans are the ilky bodied, dormant version of black people. I've already said it so many times. They're us gone wrong. They're our genetic, like you know how when somebody's anatomy and physiology, their DNA code is good to go in all on all levels from a chromosome standpoint. What happened in their its inception is the DNA, right? When it went from X to Y and X to Z and all that other stuff, that shit said B on it. It said P on it because somebody peed on that shit and made it a reject version. That's why these motherfuckers have ilky fucking bodies. They always fat as fucking fuck. And you always look at these Mexican dudes. They got the biggest fucking bellies on the fucking planet. They got the skinniest fucking legs, and then they face is poofy and fat as fuck. It's like they just us. We have the skinny legs, right? But we got the broad shoulders, the muscular top, and all of that. They just us gone fucking wrong. Reject fucking versions. They don't know that shit, but it's the facts.
But think about it is the ones that they show us, not even the real ones, man.
Yep.
The real Mexicans is just like us. They just live in Mexico, man.
Yep.
They don't, but they don't show them. You have to go
Yep.
on. You have to go on a National Geographic to see the
Yep. To
real
find the
Mexicans.
ass. Mm-hmm.
It's a conspiracy, man. They want us to
Yep.
think that the only where black people at is in the Caribbean and in America,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
like the Hebrews. They don't want us to know that we everywhere, man.
Mm-hmm.
If you go to the National Geographic, you'll see people who look just like he knows in sport. That's
Mm-hmm.
Mexicans. Those niggas talking
Yep.
Spanish and shit. You know what
Yep.
I'm saying?
Let
That's
me get the
us,
mic. Let
man.
me get the mic. Let me get the mic back, dog, because I gotta let these Mexicans know. You know me. I gotta tell them.
Yeah.
Steve Munoz is the truth. You, my friend, your last name. That's why I tell you. Yes, I do mean that shit when I say that. You think I'm being funny? I'm being for real. That's why y'all take it offensively. Your last name fucking betray you. Your last name wasn't supposed to be Munoz. It was probably supposed to be an African name. It was probably supposed to be a black person's name, a Hebrew Israelite name. It was supposed to be something. Not no fucking Munoz. You are a reject version of me. You are a dormant version of me. You are a pathetic version of me. You need to understand that. That's why your fighters are reject versions of black fighters. They're dormant versions of black fighters. They're inferior to black fighters. Mexican fighters always fall to black fighters. These are facts. That's why you had Floyd Mayweather, that was a Mexican assassinator, and now you got Gervonta Tank Davis, that's the Mexican assassinator. Don't you see we got Leo Santa Cruz? Leo Santa Cruz is a fucking meme on Twitter. Man, I'm done.
And that's the thing. After Tank getting the same treatment they do on the floor. But you know what? It's a good treatment because it results in dollars. If Deontay Wilder would have stayed on the right trajectory, he'll be getting the same treatment, but it will result in dollars. That's what they're doing, man. Floyd, no. What a lot
Tom
of people,
Ross, I'm gonna let you run with this one. He just said something stupid and ignorant. See, this is Ross's lane. Educate this motherfucker.
For 400 years.
Educate his ass.
The reason why your last name is Munoz is because you're a slave, man.
Exactly.
The Spaniards came over to Mexico and made y'all take those names, or they would burn y'all ass at the stake.
Thank you.
The reason why you Catholic, and the reason why you got straight hair, you don't like the dark skin, the real Mexicans that look black, all the people got dominated. And you got worse than slavery. You got genetically wiped out.
Yep.
That's what people don't understand. That's what I'm telling black people. It did just happen. It happened way longer than 400 years. And before the northern kingdom of Israelites was already here in the Americas, in the islands, in Mexico.
Yep.
Spaniards came over here and change your name, man. That's why your name is Munoz.
Munoz. Yep.
Your name is something you couldn't even pronounce right now.
Now that's why you the dormant version of us. You don't get it.
So right now you saying we didn't go through slavery. You don't know your history, man.
Thank you.
They took y'all ass back to Spain, man. They left people here to dominate, and they took the men. They separated the men from the women. The ones they ain't killed, they took y'all ass back to Spain as prisoners. Learn your history.
That's it.
Steven Munoz.
Yep.
You are having an identity crisis, and you will never be the same again after hearing this. I'm quite sure nobody ever told you this, man.
Yep.
How the fuck you think my last name became Ross?
Exactly.
My people was Ross. Well, why that's a white man's name? And Munoz is a white man's name.
Thank you.
Because Spaniards are white.
Thank you. Anglo fucking Saxons.
Spaniards are Europeans, man. Yeah. That's why you think Canelo look like a white man. Because he is a white man. Genetically. Exactly. Y'all got dominated so much that y'all push out babies that are white.
Exactly. Ilky fucking bodies.
That's the reason why the rest of Europe rejects y'all.
Yep.
The rest of Europe reject y'all, and the rest of Europe reject the Italians. Because y'all not pure.
Yep.
So you sit here on a white man dick talking about I didn't go to slavery, not knowing you went through some of the worst brutal shit in history.
Yep.
They used to take y'all woman, hang them upside down, cut the babies out of them, and kill the babies in front of y'all, man.
Facts.
That's what the conquistadors did to y'all.
Yep.
And at the end of that shit, they told you your name was Ortiz.
Yep. Munoz.
Learn your history, man. At the end of that shit, when they cut them babies out and bashed their heads against the stone, man, they said, man, y'all gonna be Christians. Basically, y'all gonna learn this part of the Bible, this small portion, and y'all finna be call yourself Ortiz and Rodriguez and Munoz. Because I said so, that's why. Because my name is Munoz. And I told you, your name Munoz now.
Yep.
So you gonna cut off all that fucking hair. You gonna put on some clothes. And you finna say you're a Catholic, or else we gonna do all this shit over again.
Exactly.
That's what happened to y'all, man. You ain't no better than us.
Yep.
You ain't know that. You need to read
Nah,
a
he didn't
fucking
know
book.
that. That's why he laughing. He didn't know that. Now he learned. He got a history lesson.
Right. You need to read a fucking book. It's a reason why you need to read a book. It's a reason why it's still black people in Mexico. That
Mm-hmm.
lets you know what you used to be.
Yep. You just an ilky fucking body reject version of it. That's what I keep telling you.
You got the European DNA.
Yep. Your
That
last
European
name,
DNA
your
fucks
last
you
name
up.
betray you. Your last name betray you. Your stomach betray you. That's why y'all motherfuckers need to put down Coronas. Y'all don't need to be drinking no alcohol. Genetically, you know exactly what I'm talking about, Munoz. Your belly probably hang out all the way to the fucking TV. Y'all motherfuckers need to stay away from alcohol. Because that shit fucks y'all up bad.
Motherfuckers don't be having no table to put their food on. They be putting their food on their stomach.
Exactly.
Motherfuckers be eating their food like this.
Yep.
The shit just be sitting there. What they
Yep.
drink.
Yep.
How the fuck you have your Tecate to sit on your stomach? That shit don't move.
Yep.
Come on, man.
Man, we had that motherfucker Jose Yepes. Ross would tell you. Me and Ross was looking at each other like, how this motherfucker keep putting on 5 pounds every time he get on?
Just
This
last week you
motherfucker,
made 240. Now you
this
245.
man, this man in a year blew up over 100 fucking pounds easily.
Tecate, man. That shit tastes good, so I get it, but you can't drink that shit
Mhm.
every day.
And here's the thing, Munoz. You know this very well because your ass laughing because your ass probably that fucking big. See? But we enjoyed it though. Y'all motherfuckers get that big, and you know what ends up happening? Y'all can't fuck y'all women. And you know what the old Mexican women end up doing? They end up seeing the dominant, superior versions of us. And they're like, you know what? Fuck this motherfucker. I'm going over there where Ross at. I'm going over there where he knows is at. It's sad, but it's the reality. That's why y'all need to put down the beer, man. Put down those fucking drinks.
Exactly, bro. Exactly. Not 1942, 1492.
There you go.
1492 is
There you go.
when they was beating y'all head in and
Mm-hmm.
raping y'all women and doing all that shit in Central America and
Yep.
Mexico. And that shit was planned. People think that shit just happened. Oh, they just made a
Yeah.
mistake. They didn't know they was going. No, they planned that, man.
Yeah.
All that shit happened at the same time.
Yeah.
The Mayans, the Incas, and the
Mm-hmm.
Aztecs all got dominated all at the same time. That shit was
Yeah.
planned.
Yeah, because in 1492 they said, "Oh, Christopher Columbus found the Americas." No, you know what happened in 1492? He rapaged the Americas, rapaged the shit.
Domination,
Yes,
destruction happened. And
yes,
what the betas do, betas side with the side of power. They don't side on the
yep,
side of threat. So
yep.
you have that beta DNA. So you want in your heart, you want to be white, man. That's why
Mm-hmm.
you'll say some shit like, "These folks was enslaved for 400 years." That's supposed to hurt my feelings.
Mm-hmm.
Look, cause I know you know your history. If you do your history, you'll never say no shit like that.
Exactly.
But
You
what you've
find
done
out
is
that actually you got more of a short end of the stick than we did.
right. And what you've done is you separated yourself from the Aztecs by
Mm-hmm.
saying it. Because by you
Mm-hmm.
saying that, you're saying you don't know your history.
Yep.
You separate yourself from the people whom
Yep.
you come from,
Yep.
the
Eh,
Olmecs and the Aztecs.
Yep. And let me just say one thing, Ross. The slave masters had leniency on us. You know why? Because they said, man, their physical superiority. If we fuck them up too much,
They
then
needed
we won't get what we need out of them. But you, because they knew your physical superiority was shit, they raped your ass up bad. They was like, this is bad stock right here. We need to eliminate you. So Munoz, if me, Ross, and you was in a line, me and Ross would get pushed ahead of the curve because we'd be ready to be that field nigga. They would take you to the back, take a double shot off, semi-auto, pull one to the fucking head,
now back then
and
they had
drop your ass
muskets.
6 feet. And drop your motherfucking ass 6 feet and bury your ass.
Now back then they had muskets.
Yes,
But
muskets.
but the conquistadors were so twisted
Mm-hmm.
that they wouldn't even give nobody short deaths. What they would have did, this is historical fact, you can read it. They would have hung him upside down and they would have burnt him, man.
Yeah.
Or they would have fed him slowly to rats. They were doing all type of shit
Yep.
to them guys, man.
And
So
they would have castrated you. They would have just basically separated your little wee wee from your body.
you got to know your history before you start singing around slavery and shit, man.
Exactly. And it'll be the quickest separation because your shit's small. When your shit's small, the separation is quick.
What you say, Snoop? Dumb as hell. Okay, but back to this fight, man. I believe this fight has the capability of being a very good fight, and I think Plant could shock the world tonight.
Yep.
But when Plant shocked the world, just know it's the same thing like when the Spaniards came over there, man. The European domination on y'all, man.
There you go. There you go.
And that's the reason why Canelo's so mad, bro.
Yeah.
This whole time, he been acting super arrogant and super flamboyant to black fighters.
Yep.
Because he forgot. Yo, I was made. I was genetically made into a white man. My people are actually not white. He forgot. He ain't no pure white man. And then because of that white man ain't gonna respect you like he respect Errol Spence.
Yep.
He don't respect you like that.
Nope.
Mexican.
Yep.
So he said you ain't Benavidez. He don't talk to Benavidez like that. You know, y'all ain't noticed that. Caleb Plant don't talk to Benavidez like that.
Nope.
They talk like peers. He
Pierce.
talked to Canelo like Canelo was a bitch.
There you go.
He said, man, now I'll slap you, man.
You slapped his ass, dog.
He said, I'll slap you, bitch ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? Do you think he would have slapped Jamal Charlo, man?
Hell no.
Arguing?
Hell no.
That's a lack of respect, man.
Yep.
That's when you don't respect somebody whole core as a man, you slap them, man.
Yeah, you slap them.
That means I don't listen. I'm not even giving you my best shot. I know you can't feel me like that. I'm gonna slap you, bro.
Yeah.
He slapped him. Disrespect. That shit in his mind. Because Canelo used to be in the position where he already know he gonna win for you going to the fight. He don't know what's happening. He knows he's not getting the respect he's supposed to get. Think about it. Everybody say Floyd Mayweather a bitch. Ain't nobody trying to slap with Floyd Mayweather, did it?
Nah. Ain't
nobody never trying to slap Floyd, man. That shit historic, man. Even though he didn't get a clean smack, he just got the fingertips. Like when you slap a little freaky girl during sex, because that's what she like. You don't smack her head off. You just give her the fingertips. He got the fingertips, but it's the mindset behind it.
Exactly.
That I know it's a million people watching this shit all on YouTube, all on TV, but fuck it, I'll slap you. That's disrespectful. Niggas be like, he got scratched. That's what happened.
Yep.
He scratched him. I guess you can be proud of it.
Yep.
It's
like what Cottonmouth. It's like what Cottonmouth said in Luke Cage, and it goes to Tom Ross' point. Just quick interjection. Remember what Cottonmouth had said when he said, when those dudes had took his bread.
Yeah.
I don't know if you watched the show, but the dudes had took his bread, and they Cottonmouth said, "You a bitch." So I'm not gonna use my fist. I'm gonna use my hand to slap you.
Yeah.
That's what he told him. I'm gonna treat you like a bitch.
You gotta think about it, man. We can say whatever we want about these fighters. Like the last thing they said about Floyd. Go ahead, do the super chat.
Linwood Hall, bro. What's the predictions tonight? Boxing and UFC. For me, Caleb Plant. UFC, Usman, dog. I'm not betting against Black. Fuck Covington.
Yeah. Me personally, I've been hearing Usman is the man. I haven't really watched him, but I feel like Caleb Plant could get the upset. I got a little money in Caleb Plant for the upset. Yeah, man. I just feel like Canelo's mind is not where it needs to be for this fight. And if Caleb Plant got the actual stamina, this could be a clinic.
Yep. He all over the place.
Because Canelo's looking for a knockout. He's looking for it. And when you fight like that, you leave yourself open to be getting outboxed like a motherfucker. And I didn't realize Caleb Plant was that much bigger than Canelo, too.
Well, he's a natural 168. Canelo is acting like he's 168 when we know damn well Canelo's still one fucking
height.
Oh,
height
yeah.
Yeah.
But we know damn well Canelo 160, dog. We know that. Canelo masquerading like he 168. Canelo is five. They list Canelo as 5'9". Canelo's 5'7".
Canelo fight, yeah, he a little dude. He a little
He a
dude.
little
He a
dude.
dude and stocky. The PED steaks got that nigga hefty. You know what I'm
Yep,
saying?
that's
You
what
gotta
he
think
get.
about it.
That's
What
the
are you
Mexican part
eating?
that he get.
You
That's the
gotta think
Mexican
about it.
part he get. That short fucking height. He's 5'7", bro.
Bro, you gotta think about it. Me. We watched Mike Tyson in his
Mm-hmm.
prime. What the fuck is Canelo taking where he punches somebody and dislocating their biceps and all that shit? Y'all gotta realize that shit not natural, man.
Nope.
Can't no middleweight do what Mike Tyson never could do.
Exactly.
Mike Tyson wasn't doing that shit, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's steroids. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, if he could stay in the middle of the ring, this might get ugly. Because you gotta
Yep.
remember what Floyd was able to do to Canelo, and Floyd and Canelo the same height.
Yep.
And Canelo's bigger stature, but they like the same size, same height. So
Mm-hmm.
if this guy could stay on his toes and box, this might be ugly for Canelo.
Mm-hmm.
If Canelo gets stopped, it's over for the Mexican community. I'll tell y'all that right now. I'm
Exactly.
dropping 10 videos a night.
Oh yeah.
I'm dropping 10 videos tomorrow.
Man, listen, man. They get unlimited pressure, though.
Is he gonna get hit with the body shots? That's the thing. Do you know how I didn't realize how taller and longer Plant is
He is.
than Canelo? Is Canelo
But you
gonna
gotta
give
remember,
a man a body
he
shot?
looked face to face. You gotta remember, Ross. He looked face to face up with Benavidez. That should have told you how tall he was. Benavidez ain't no short motherfucker.
Yeah, you know how you know something, but you don't know. It's different when
Yeah.
you see them
Yeah.
together.
Mm-hmm.
It's like we know Shaq a tall motherfucker,
Mm-hmm.
and we also know his girlfriend. What's it? Boots
Mm-hmm.
was a little person, but you
Yeah.
don't realize how big Shaq is until they
Mm-hmm.
compare. And you were like, damn, Shaq is really a big person. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't realize how I knew he was big enough. I didn't realize just how much.
Yeah.
He was way across the stage when he slapped Canelo.
Mm-hmm.
His arms was that long.
And
He
he
was
slapped
way
the shit out of him.
when he slapped him. Like a
Exactly.
bitch.
I mean, he slapped him, dog.
Bro.
Not only did he slap, it's everything that corresponded to slap, the reaching for the slap, and then the action that corresponded with the motion of the slap. It was everything. And when Canelo started talking shit to him, he went into. That's why you see, if you watch my video, I was like, go ahead and slap that motherfucker. Slap him.
Yeah.
Because you could read the body language. Slap that motherfucker. Slap him. Because Canelo getting brawly. And then when Canelo pushed him, I said, okay, a slap gonna follow corresponding after. Because people that are unnerved and people that are uncomfortable, people that are insecure, miserable, they do that little pushing thing. And they don't realize when you push somebody, there's always going to be an action. Albert Einstein said it best. Not Albert Einstein. Sir Isaac Newton said it best. For every reaction, there's an equal yet opposite fucking action.
For every action, there's an opposite, an equal reaction. Yeah.
There you go. For every action, there's an equal yet opposite reaction, dog. So when it's all said and done, the action that corresponded with the push, the opposite yet equal reaction that corresponded was a slap that followed thereafter. And that's exactly what happened.
That's what
it was a slap,
bro. If you're gonna do something to somebody, man, me personally, I never kick nothing off with a push.
Mm-hmm.
It's either I stole you or I slapped you.
Mm-hmm.
Just get on with it. Why pushing you, man?
Mm-hmm.
That's basically saying, you know what I mean? Get out of my space, man. Third, my homeboys, they get too drunk. I'll push my homeboys, yeah. But somebody I'm not fucking with, like, bro, I don't push you.
Yeah.
I'll steal you or I'll slap your ass. You know what I mean? If
it's
you
like
homeless and you pressing up on me, I'll put my arm out like, hey, watch out. Or if you my homeboy, you drunk, you like, man, what's up, nigga? I'll whoop you up. Like, man, hey, you drunk, man. Chill out. You know what I'm saying? I'll push you. You know what I mean? But who started a fight with a push? That don't go on the score sheet as a landed punch.
Yep. It's like yesterday. It's like yesterday. I was standing on the bar. I was standing by the bar, and these dudes, they came into my space. You gotta understand. This is alpha male space right here. You don't just run up.
I always be like,
And then he came to my space, and I tapped him on the back. That's always my quick warning. Hey, you're a little too uncomfortable. Unless you a bitch and I'm fucking you, you a little too close for comfort.
yeah.
And he was like, "Oh, my bad. Did you have to say it like that?" I said, "Listen, why are we even fucking talking? I don't fucking know you. Back the fuck up. Back the
Did I have
fuck
to
up."
say it like that?
Now instead of you just saying, "Oh, my bad," you want to create a conversation. So you want to create a conversation. Now I'm going to create a real nigga conversation with you. Back the fuck up.
Right.
Okay. All right, man. I got you. This is the thing people gotta understand. When you in your space, you don't let nobody come in and invade your space. When they was doing their little reaction, their confrontation, and they were talking to each other back and forth, Caleb Plant was just getting up under his skin, living rent and space free in his head and soaking up all the damn AC. Canelo didn't like the fact that Caleb Plant was calling him a cheater. I read the mouth. He said, "You cheater.
That's what he was mad about.
You PED cheater. You
That's
fucking user." And Canelo didn't like that. And then Canelo pushed him. And Plant said, "Oh, you want to jump into my orbit? You getting fucking slapped. How about that?" That's what it was. If you read the mouth, that's what he was saying. Cheater. You fucking PED user.
Right. That's what Canelo was getting upset about. That he kept saying it. Because notice, in his fights that he controlled, nobody, I don't think they're able to say that because they wouldn't say it.
Nope.
So he thinks Canelo wants to give us this mirage that he did everything on the up and up and fair and square.
Yep. But Ross, you missing one big point. You know why Caleb Plant has the license to do that? Because who gave him the license? What is this? Who is basically running this fight card? PBC. Al Heyman don't play that shit. They don't give Al Heyman that bigger credit. Al Heyman don't allow all of this Canelo advantage bullshit. No, everything's gonna be on fair terms here.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that that's coming out, he really don't like that because he wants. Truth be told, Mexicans they'll be like, "I hate Floyd," but then they'll be like, "Canelo's a Mexican Floyd." Bruh, which one is it? Y'all hate this nigga or what? Like, I hate Floyd.
And one more thing, Ross, you didn't catch that. I know Ross gonna love this. Did you see the way Canelo dressed? Who was Canelo copycatted with the polo shirt? The polo shirt. Who was the one that created the polo shirt inside the pants with the pants drove? It was Floyd.
Floyd, man.
He copied him to the fucking T. Yeah, Canelo never dressed like that. Never.
One thing I noticed after Floyd beat somebody, man, they always try to be like him, man.
Yep.
Conor McGregor. Well, Conor McGregor already tried to be like Floyd, but afterwards, ridiculous. Who else? Madonna. After that first fight, Madonna came in that bitch looking like he was Floyd. I said, damn. He came back to the second fight presser like he won the first one.
Yep.
Bro, he must have came in that bitch with a hoodie.
Yep.
He must have came in that bitch. He must have said can't beat him, join him. Ooh, shit. That's just what y'all did with the Europeans. Yeah, man. So that's the thing, man. You can't sit on one hand and be like, you hate. Admit that you admire Floyd Mayweather Jr. and let's be done with it.
That's it.
And you can't say, oh man. You can't say, man, I hate Floyd. Floyd was boring. Then when Canelo with somebody else, like, man, he looked like Floyd in there.
Yep.
So which one is it?
Which one is it?
Which one is it?
Yep.
Because he might have gave you a semblance or something Floyd would do. But he ain't like no goddamn Floyd.
Imitation is the highest form of flattery.
Right. He might have gave you a semblance. Like if you drive, like Cat Williams said, if you drive a Chrysler 300 up to a motherfucking a Maybach, it look like it's a Maybach. But it's not.
And you can tell the difference.
But it's not a Maybach. It look like a Maybach to a Maybach actually drive up.
Yep.
And you know there's a distinct difference. You feel me? So yeah, man. Y'all just admit that you like black people. You enjoy them.
Yep.
You enjoy their music.
Yep.
You cool with them. You just feel like they got some unfair advantages and make you feel some type of way. Yep. Let's be done with it, man. Let's stop.
And they always want our approval. If you notice, every time we diss a Mexican fighter, well, you know, why you gotta be racist? Why you gotta do? Why you gotta act like that? You know, why you not gonna give him his credit? They always looking for our approval. The fuck you looking for our approval for?
Right? Why the fuck you care if I don't like it?
Exactly.
I don't give a fuck that you don't like Floyd. I just make fun of it because it'll be
Mhm.
based upon nothing. And if y'all listening, we don't
Yep.
hate Mexican fight. We love Benavidez
Yeah.
because Benavidez can really fight.
Yeah. I love two
You know,
Mexican fighters, Benavidez and
right,
Luis Neri. And Luis Neri. That's it. I don't care about
right.
nobody else.
Benavidez can really fight. If you can really
Hmm.
fight, there ain't no hate.
Yep.
There ain't no hate. I ain't going around hating Caleb Plant. I like
Yeah,
how Caleb Plant
Ross
fights.
always so fucking nice. I'm gonna be rude about it. I like Benavidez because Benavidez look closer to me. I like Luis Neri because Luis Neri look closer to me. I'm just gonna be honest with the shit. Ross gonna be cute with it. I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna be honest with the shit.
Yeah, but I wouldn't like them. I wouldn't be no fan that they couldn't fight, no matter how they
That's
look.
true too. That's true
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
That's true too.
they could actually fight.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But so miss me with that. We hate Mexicans. I don't hate Mexicans. I hate people who are hypocrites, man.
There you go.
Don't be saying you don't like Floyd, and then as soon as a Mexican fighter do some slick, they might do a pull counter on accident. You be like, yeah, you
Yeah.
like Floyd.
You look like
Don't be
Floyd.
doing that's hypocritical, man. If you
Yep.
don't like him, you don't like him.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Don't be saying, "Oh, Floyd look fresh as fuck today." I mean, Canelo look
Mm-hmm.
dope. That outfit look dope, but it look the same shit Floyd be wearing.
Yep.
Nope. You say you don't like Floyd,
Yep.
so that Canelo outfit looks stupid. Like you said,
Yep.
you
Yep.
said Floyd looks stupid.
Exactly.
Now Floyd whole career, y'all said Floyd. Y'all said Floyd ain't fight nobody in 50 fights, according to y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get mad at me when I point out that Canelo be cheating.
Exactly.
Cause that's facts. Don't get
Yep.
mad.
Yep.
Cause I wouldn't even gain no fuck if y'all like give Floyd such a hard time. So now
Yep.
give everybody the third degree. In football, they pissed me off. They should have never gave Michael Vick a hard time. I'll give everybody third degree at quarterback.
Yep.
You don't get it because y'all give my nigga a fair shot.
Yep.
And since y'all give Floyd a fair shot, I'm giving everybody the third degree in boxing. If your
Exactly.
fan base is intolerable, I'm coming after your favorite fighter.
Yep.
Because you got to apply the rules to everybody. You can't just
Yep.
say, "Oh, this apply to this guy, this apply to this guy." If Floyd
Mm-hmm.
get hit one good time in the fight, they'll be like, "Man, Floyd fell off."
Yep.
But did it Pacquiao just to get the shit out of every fight, even the
Yep.
fight he won?
Yep.
By Pacquiao won a fight and got touched like 300 times.
Listen, you know my favorite Manny Pacquiao fight? My favorite Manny Pacquiao fight ain't even the Mayweather fight. It's the Ugas fight. You want to know why? Because Ugas retired this guy on a level that the Pactards just disappeared off the planet. I haven't seen a Pactard. Have you, Ross? I haven't seen a Pactard in my comment section since I don't fucking know when. Floyd started it. Floyd was the beginning of the end, but Ugas was the motherfucking end of the end, man.
This happened 3 times in Pacquiao's career where Pacquiao retired.
Yes.
The first time I seen it is when oh yeah, and just how y'all know I ain't racist, you motherfuckers. I like Marquez too.
Marquez is a good fighter.
I like Marquez, man.
Yeah.
So y'all motherfuckers, y'all racist. Y'all want to put that on everybody else.
Yep.
Juan Manuel Marquez knocked the soul out of Manny Pacquiao. Then they killed him.
Mm-hmm.
That was the first time Pacquiao fans, the whole Philippines was silent for 3 hours.
Yeah.
Floyd, they thought boxing tricked him thinking he could beat Floyd. He got embarrassed, outboxed.
Mm-hmm.
They ass was silent until Manny started making excuses, and they started just repeating the excuses.
Mm-hmm.
And then this Ugas shit.
Mm-hmm.
When I mean silent, it's been silence.
Mm-hmm.
This Ugas beating made these motherfuckers lost the ability to talk.
Yeah.
There was this movie long ago called The People Under the Stairs. There's this white dude in the walls and shit. This nigga couldn't talk. They had cut his tongue out.
Yep.
The whole Philippines' tongue is cut out, man.
Cut out completely.
It got to be hard being a Manny Pacquiao fan, man, because
it has to. It has
because he get his ass whooped often. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. And one man with Marquez and Floyd, Manny was young enough to come back. The reason why I like this Ugas one, Manny can't come back.
He never gonna be the same after that fight.
He can't come back. that slurring that he did, that tells me
He'll get fed.
that beating was a lot worse than just the way it looked. Because the way the beating looked, it was just straight boxing. But that beating was a lot worse because this man had to be fed, though.
He got to be fed. He can't open his eyes.
Woo, shit.
He can't open his eyes. It's like he was permanently drunk. You know, you get
Yep.
to the point where you drink, it's like you're not fucked up to where you're throwing up, but you're in a zone where your eyes is low. You can't really see nothing. Your bitch trying to feed you, trying to bring you back to life.
Yeah.
You're embarrassed because you hit, and you like, man, just let me rest here. He looked like he was permanently drunk.
Man, if Caleb Plant beat Canelo like that, dog, ooh, they not gonna hit the last.
Canelo got too much pride. You'll never see Canelo on the video getting fed.
They not gonna hit the last of that shit, though.
And another time this shit happened, but thing is, Mikey Garcia, he was smart. He just stayed away from boxing. He just stayed away from boxing for a couple of months.
But he could, that Fight Hype interview 26 days later couldn't deny it.
The slurring.
That slurring couldn't deny it. The delayed speech, that shit couldn't deny it, though.
That pride damn near got him, man, that pride ended his career. Mike Garcia's career ain't supposed to be ended this early.
Mm-hmm.
That pride in his career, they supposed to stop the fight in the 7th round. In the 7th round, he was getting, y'all know table tennis, ping pong?
Mm-hmm.
He was ping ponging this motherfucker across the ropes.
Yep.
Boom.
Yep.
And whether the punch land or not, it don't matter if you catch a punch. If you don't catch it outside, if you catch it against your head, it don't count, but you still get hit. It
don't count. Exactly.
Bruh, that should look bad, man. And people like, man, dude, he was a Mexican warrior. He didn't fall. I said, man, he should have failed, man.
Yeah.
He should have failed. He should have stayed down, man.
Yep.
And now his career is over. I knew it was over when he lost to who? He lost to Marcos Barrera in a charity fight?
Yep.
When you fight an old ass fight in a charity fight, you're supposed to beat their ass, man.
Yeah, you're supposed to beat their ass. And that was right after Spence, dog.
That was bad, man.
Woo.
His career, he'll never be the same again. Mikey Garcia will never be the same again, man.
No.
That's that stupid shit. I don't want to learn to box. I just want to be a Mexican warrior. That shit gonna get so many people hurt. You gotta learn footwork. You gotta know how to defend yourself. The shit that y'all call boring is the reason why y'all fighters don't last that long.
Yep.
Stop saying that's boring and start teaching these guys they need to defend themselves.
Yep. I mean, look at Sean Porter. Sean Porter don't have no more energy to train the way he used to. It's that Spence trauma, man. That shit fucks you up. That shit fucks you up bad.
That's why Mikey Garcia. That's why Terrence Crawford ain't want no parcel to Sean Porter that Errol Spence fought. He was when Errol Spence fought Sean Porter. At that time, Sean Porter was the #1 challenger for the WBO belt, and Crawford ain't want no smoke with him.
Yep.
But me, I don't have no faith in Crawford. I still think if an 80% Sean Porter show up, that he could do damage on Crawford. To me, Crawford.
Let me just make one interjection. See, Beta Shop Instigations just dropped a video saying Canelo's making $40 million off of black labor. This is the problem with black people that are coon and fucking buffoons. How much money you think Al Heyman's gonna make? I rest my case with that.
If Canelo's making $40 million, then that means everybody else making at least $300 million.
Thank you.
I mean, this is a 250 to 300 million fight.
What they don't realize is Canelo's the one doing the fucking labor because he ain't getting no fucking back end. Al Heyman knows Canelo's a money maker. He's not a money generator. There's no back end with that motherfucker. He's just getting the 40 million check and that's it. So stop the bullshit.
My thing is, I don't get what's the point of that. Now, what's the point of that? Who's sitting and listening to that?
That's what I'm saying.
So
if you listen to it, you're even worse.
So PBC is only supposed to make money with black people?
Exactly. But all of these other people that they watch, Top Rank and all of them, they're okay with them fighting fighters that are not black. And the way that they talk in such a, you could tell they talk like slaves. The way they talk about Teofimo Lopez, the way they talk about, Vasily Lomachenko, and the way they talk about them like they're fucking slaves. But when it comes to PBC, you would think they're black owned. You would think they would support them. They always got some shit to say. This right here tells you divide and conquer and divide at the highest fucking levels, man. You don't get no higher than this. Our people are disenfranchised, and our people are stuck in this constant circle. It's like a 40-year trial and tribulation circle, and we got to die off in this circle because we are stiff-necked. We're too stubborn to get what we need to get. And you know what's the funny part about it? Because that's why I love that story with the stiff-necked Israelites. You know, they were right outside of the land filled with milk and honey. They were right outside. They got to the point where they were right outside of it. They just couldn't get in there.
Those people is us. We still do the same thing.
Exactly. They just couldn't get in there because guess what?
They were hard-headed.
They kept going. It's hard-headed and stiff-necked, going around in circles, going around circles. So you know what happened? God was like, this generation gonna die. This generation gotta die, and they're gonna keep dying off until they finally get it. See, this is the problem. Canelo Alvarez is making $40 million, but who's cutting the check? It's Al Heyman that's cutting the check.
First of all,
so how much money, the person who cuts the check, how much money you think they're going to fucking make? Dodo head.
My problem with it is people act like this is not a business.
Yep.
It's a business.
Yep.
And even if I'm a black business person, my business ain't just for black people. I write books. My books are written with black people in mind. Don't get it twisted.
Yep.
But I'm not gonna say, "Oh, you're a Mexican bookstore. You're a white bookstore. I don't want you to carry my books."
Exactly.
No, if you want to carry my books, go right at it.
Exactly.
I don't fuck. You know what I'm saying? It's a business. Like people, and the reason why this is disingenuous and facetious because he's not saying that about Eddie Hearn.
Nope.
He ain't saying that shit about Bob Arum.
Bob Arum.
You know what I'm saying? Like Eddie Hearn finally went on the record and said, "Man, black boxers are slaves to me."
Exactly. We run a slave trade operation.
Back in my day, they would shut the fuck up and do whatever I told them to do.
Exactly.
That's essentially what he said.
And he said it. And he said it without even batting the fucking eye.
That's essentially what he said.
Yep.
And I was about to call these motherfuckers the LGBT. The LGBT ain't say nothing about that.
Nope.
But if Floyd Mayweather breathe wrong, they complaining.
Yep.
They ready to talk about Tank.
Yep.
They was, man. If I was Errol Spence, I would never look that way again.
Yep. And then you got the pedo fucking goon. I don't know how you a pedophile and a goon at the same time. I just never could put that together. Old Floyd is jealous of Gervonta Tank Davis. That's why he's holding Gervonta Tank Davis. Gervonta Tank Davis, out of all the little guys,
he's the only one
makes the most money. He's box office and he's transcending weight classes. This guy's getting belts after weight classes. The fuck are these motherfuckers talking about?
He's the only one that's a multi-millionaire. Everybody else broke.
Thank you.
Teofimo Lopez is broke, man. These niggas broke.
Devin Haney broke.
There.
Devin Haney broke. That's why Devin Haney begging for fucking fights. Devin Haney, who's gonna fight me next? I'll fight. This is when you know Devin Haney is a B fucking side. Matter of fact, he's a Z side. Oh, I'll be a step in for Gervonta Tank Davis replacement. A step in for Raleigh Romero fight? No, you're supposed to be a big billing. Big billing don't do step in shit. Shakur Stevenson, you could tell he's different because Shakur Stevenson said, yeah, in the future, one day when we build the fight up, it's going to be a big fight. That's how he's supposed to talk. Not, oh, I'll be a step in for December 5th. That means you a fucking lame duck.
No, he wasn't gonna be no step in. He was saying that because he knows Tank was gonna say nah, and then he could look like Tank ducked him. You still Devin Haney. If we supposed to fight, we're gonna build it up, and I'm gonna be prepared to fight you.
Exactly.
Not, you know what I'm saying? Even though I think I can whip you, I still need to prepare to fight you.
Yep.
You talking about you want to be a step in because you know I'm saying no. Therefore, you can say, you see, he don't want to fight me.
Exactly. Ross, I'm gonna throw this assist at you, dog, because I want you to break this shit down. You got motherfuckers that are supposed boxing connoisseurs that are telling you because Devin Haney's with Mickey Bay and Mickey Bay fell up under the Mayweathers, Devin Haney's good. Can we tell the planet and the world that Mickey Bay, if you judge him based on his boxing career, he ain't no fucking Floyd Mayweather.
Right. What does that have to do with anything?
Exactly.
Everything that in the beginning of Devin Haney's career, what made him sharp was him dealing with Floyd Sr.
Yep.
It had shit to do with no Mickey Bay.
Exactly.
What the hell are they talking about right now, man?
That's what I'm talking about.
The problem is this. Devin Haney lost all respect when he ducked Gary Russell Jr.
Russell Jr. Whoosh. Look at
That's
Level
what he
Hall.
lost respect.
Look at Level Hall, your twin, dog. That dude said, I respect Gary Russell Jr. more than all of them, dog.
See, me, I got a fundamental problem with Gary Russell Jr. because sometimes he be capping too. But I lack respect for Devin Haney because that was the fight he was supposed to take it. He didn't take it. Because Gary Russell Jr. be saying he'll beat Tank beat the shot of Gary Russell Jr. Come on, man. You were struggling with Lomachenko, man. You ain't ready for no Tank, dog. You know what I'm saying? But Devin Haney, it's a different story. Because Devin Haney has proven to be sharp, but he could be a little lackadaisical, and when he get hit, he could be a little chinny.
Yep.
He could be a little chinny, and we know Gary Russell
fight.
And we know Gary Russell, he could put them together.
And we keep hearing Devin Haney gonna grow in this grown man strength. Your grown man strength supposed to show up by now. Look at Shakur Stevenson. His grown man strength been showed up. Right. What they talking about, man?
He growing to this nigga ain't 19 years old. What are you talking about? Growing to this strength. Bro, whatever he don't got right now, physically, he never gonna get.
No, he ain't got that shit.
Cause a chin ain't got nothing to do with strength. A chin is something you got or you don't. Some niggas can take punches, some niggas can't. Haney was scared of that fight with Gary Russell Jr.
He knew he was gonna get exposed. He knew it.
That's the fight he's supposed to do this to. Because Gary Russell Jr. been capping for a long time. When somebody gonna shut him up? Yep. Because he was capping to Terrence Crawford. He said Terrence Crawford was a bitch. And I think he said I slapped Terrence Crawford before.
Yep.
He said I knocked Terrence Crawford out in the streets. He a bitch.
Yep.
Listen, man. And Gary Russell Jr. would have said some shit like that about Spencer with an eye there.
Man, Spencer said, get your ass in the ring right now.
Get your ass at the 147. I will stop your dumb ass.
And he'll make a public apology right then and there. Hey, I don't want you to Mikey Garcia me, dog. Fuck that shit.
Right. Everybody just be talking cash money to Terrence Crawford. Nobody respects Terrence Crawford.
Nope.
Only people who
and that's why they left Bud. I'm glad you said that. That's why they left Bud for Boost. See, I'm glad Ross bringing that shit up because now we're gonna eat their murk this Boost cat. Go ahead, Ross.
Yeah, man. Check this out. And they made not all because you still got niggas like me and he knows the sports around, but they made the majority of black boxing fans into betas, man. And you know what betas do? Betas, they just like bitches. These motherfuckers be monkey branches like a motherfucker. So if somebody they like take an L, they just be like fuck them. Like no, you can't say fuck them. You can hold them. You can hold a foot to the fire, but you can't just monkey branch to another nigga like that. Like come on, man, where your loyalty at? You can hold him accountable. You can be mad because right now I know what he knows going through. He knows just mad at Wilder, man. He just mad at him, but Wilder have a fight. He knows still gonna be rooting for Wilder to win.
You know me. Right. I'm still rock with Wilder.
You just mad at him. You mad at him right now. And when you get mad, you say the worst shit.
He had Floyd at his disposal and he didn't use that shit. That shit pissed me off.
When you mad, you said the worst shit. This is how angry you are. But you can always go support Wilder. You can always support Wilder. But these niggas really be monkey branching. So what they did is they figured they know Terrence Crawford time is coming. Now these dudes they don't even have the faith that he could beat they don't have the faith that he could beat this guy. They know
Spencer beat the shit out of Bud. They know it. They know it in their soul.
They don't even have the faith. They don't even have the faith enough to ride with Bud through the Sean Porter fight. They already got monkey branch to Boost.
Yep.
But the shit they said don't make no sense. Check it out. How the fuck do Boost deserve a fight with Errol Spence? And Errol Spence already on an undisputed trajectory.
Facts. Whoosh.
I got 2 belts.
You gotta break that shit down.
I'm trying to get the last belt and get the fuck out of Dodge. I can't fight you, man, unless you become a mandatory. And they tell me I ain't got no choice.
Yep.
I can't fight you, man. And the reason why they want to do that, because truth be told, they don't want Errol Spence to be undisputed either, man.
Facts.
They don't want nothing positive for anybody that had anything to do with Floyd Mayweather Jr., man.
No, anybody that ain't giving them no fucking interviews ain't paying them no mind and paying attention to Deontay Wilder's downfall.
On top of that, and I'm mad at them because y'all misled my nigga Deontay Wilder, man. Y'all know he ain't the sharpest tool in the box, man. He actually be believing people when people be like, "I love you, man. We rooting for you." Y'all motherfuckers that love Deontay Wilder, y'all only said that shit because y'all wanted them views, man.
Yep.
Y'all really love Deontay Wilder, you'd have ask him, so what are you doing about the situation in the clinch?
Yep.
In the high guard, man. Like, hey, man, have you tightened up your high guard? You can ask some little shit like that in an interview to make him think about some shit.
You know,
All
even deeper than that, Ross. Deeper than that, when Wilder was told them that when Wilder was getting ready to tell them that his new trainer was gonna be Malik Scott, they should have laughed at Wilder. I would have laughed at him. What the fuck?
Or they could have said, who?
They be like, you training the motherfucker that you knocked out? The fuck? How that gonna help you out?
Yep. You could have said who. That makes you have to explain. Makes them have to explain, and then he tell him himself. Sometimes you don't got to embarrass the nigga. You just like, who is that? Yep. Oh, that's the guy. Remember the guy I fought? Oh yeah, I remember the guy. You knocked him out, right?
Yeah.
Right. It make him expose himself. But now y'all did not hold him accountable. I could have did that job better. Yeah. And I could have did it with respect where Wilder wouldn't feel like he was being disrespected.
Yeah. See, we gave y'all 2 ways to skin the cat.
You know what I'm saying? But just to sit there and just to hold his dick like that, y'all got him. First of all, he lost the fight before he even entered the fight. Yeah. Then y'all got him in another loss, man. If he would have been with Floyd, that whole fight would have been different.
And then y'all got motherfuckers like boxing. You go, oh, look at his V taper. Dude, anytime a dude talk about a dude's V, that means they want to expose what's under the V. That means they want to gargle the fucking balls.
Bro, you had
talking about a motherfucker's V. Who fucking does that?
You got no business peeping nobody V, bro.
I don't care what anybody tell me. That boxing ego dude is gay as fuck. The way he talk about fighters' body, that's a gay motherfucker.
Two suspect. It goes 2 ways. If a nigga trying to actively look for somebody V, they gay. And if you a man try to show off your V to other niggas, you gay too, man. Like exactly. You like, man, what you think about my V? You have no business telling another nigga what they think about your V, man.
Yeah.
Like that conversation should not even be coming up, man. Nah, majority of the people on his channel is men, because women don't really be on this boxing shit.
Exactly.
And he always do a segment about how niggas body look.
But and all these niggas are glorifying the shit.
It don't just be this guy, he look like he in shape. He ready to go. It be, man, look at the definition, man. Look at his back. Look at the definition of the traps. You see how they go back down? Like, man, look at that V, man. Man, that V looking good. Like, bro, that's just sus, man.
Yeah. You know what he's saying, Ro? You know what he's saying? He's saying, man, I'm Googling at those big ass arms.
And I thought I was the only one that thought that. Because whenever he would do that, I would always leave the shadow. Whenever he would do that, I would always leave. As soon as he starts talking about, you be like, man, his body is impeccable, man. Look at that. Look at those. I'm like, man, listen, man. It's ways to talk about this shit. I'm like, bro, I'm out of here, bro.
Nah.
Because thing is, after a while, he gonna start talking about niggas' Prince. Watch.
Yep.
That's what it leads to. You give him an inch, they take him out.
Yeah, and then next thing you know, he gonna start talking about a motherfucker's booty and be like, you see the cuts in the ass?
What?
That tells you the difference. That the striations on the ass tell you the difference between a motherfucker that's training versus a motherfucker that's not training. I'm telling you, it's gonna get to that point. We got Canelo Alvarez fans that was saying Canelo sexy, so we know it's already there. We know that shit.
There's a lot of quasi homosexual in the boxing community, man.
Yep.
A lot of them choose which boxer they support by if they think they are handsome enough.
Yep.
That shit should make no difference, man. Whether you think a nigga ugly or not should make no difference.
Exactly.
Whether you support them or not.
Exactly.
You got a vagina?
Yeah.
Like, why you care? They handsome.
Exactly.
That's like me saying I can't do no lies with a nigga that I think that's not handsome.
Exactly.
At some point, that's suspect.
Yeah, it is suspect.
I don't give a fuck whether you handsome or not. What I think about a nigga don't matter. It's if they get bras. That's what matters. I don't care if he had, like, bro, I'm not looking at. To me, all the niggas are ugly. Ain't no handsome nigga, man.
No.
You know what I'm saying? That's the case. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? I can admit somebody is put together, but on that level of where they at, the way they think, like, come on, man. These guys be choosing, and we know this because we had them in lives. They be choosing who they support.
Yep.
Like, I heard niggas say Canelo was sexy.
Yeah. And Google off that shit.
A nigga said, he said, Charlo was just hating. No, Andre just hating on Canelo because Canelo's more handsome than him, and he's just sexy,
And he was peeking and leaking when he was saying that shit.
bro.
Oh shit.
What the fuck, bro? What has happened in the year of our Lord 2021, man?
Yep. Yes.
These niggas just openly saying a man's sexy, man.
And they wonder
Typically,
why, these women are monkey fucking branching and dominating the rabbit ass. They're not men. They're giving you the similitude as if they're men and lacking the fullness thereof.
all right, bro, check this out, man. I have no respect. I have no problem with anybody who want to do whatever they want to do. It's they bad. I don't give a fuck. Just don't
Mm-hmm.
expect me to accept it. And I have literally no respect for a closeted homosexual, bro.
Yep.
Because if you're gonna do that shit, be man up and say this is what I do.
Yep.
You'll be doing that shit being in the closet because y'all the ones who fucking it up for the real niggas like us.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all bringing
Mm-hmm.
shit back to the women, man. On that
Yep.
sneaky shit. On that
Yep.
sneaky shit.
Yep.
You know what I
Making
mean?
making them think every motherfucker's like that.
Yeah, y'all bringing the
And
shit
then
back
and
to
then
the
when they
women. For
deal with a
sneaky.
motherfucker like me and Ross, they get a rude awakening every fucking time. Oh shit, these motherfuckers ain't like that.
Right.
Like
That
these,
beta shit gotta
let me
go,
tell you
man.
when you know, let me tell you when you know, and I'm gonna pull a lot of these suspect motherfuckers cars out. Let me tell you when you know a motherfucker suspect. No man, and I mean no man, should be wanting no fucking rim job and should be wanting some fucking tossing the fucking salad. I'm just being real. I know some
Mhm.
men say they like that shit. I've even heard alpha males say that shit. That's a prohibited area. Even Bible even tells you that. That's a prohibited area. That's not an area that nobody's supposed to touch. If a person can easily violate that area, then it's going to recreate in your mind continual suspect behavior to the point to where you're going to want that area to be ram fucking rotted. Look at Monty Brown. That's why he's on a wheel. That's why he's wheel fucking chair bound. You're going to want to get ram fucking rotted.
Hey, I gotta ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
What happened to you and Monty Brown to where you said shit like this?
I'm saying shit like this because I don't have a problem with him. It's just the fact that he allowed himself to basically take his black skin and Sammy Sosa the situation. This motherfucker became Sammy
Okay.
Sosa overnight for Canelo Alvarez. When black people do that, that is the most egregious and the most offensive thing you can fucking do. Canelo Alvarez lose tonight, the motherfucker's channel's done.
Yeah, it's over
Y'all
with.
motherfuckers don't know that shit. That's why that motherfucker is praying. You notice he's very quiet these last 2-3 days because he knows this shit could go either fucking way. This
Bro,
is the problem. That's what motherfuckers don't understand. We'll fucking chair. That's right. We'll fucking chair bounded. And I will
bro,
say that. But I'm gonna tell you right now, Ross, I have no problems with Monty Brown. But Ross put a point out there earlier to explain me. When you do something that get me mad, you're gonna get the worst variation. That's why it's called keep the foot on the next, though. You're gonna get the worst variation from me. That's where that's coming from. This
yeah,
motherfucker took his black skin and peeled it off so that he can coon and buffoon and peas for Canelo Alvarez. That is the most offensive shit I've ever seen anybody do. So yes, I'm gonna attack it with vulgarity. That's where I'm coming from with that.
yeah, man. Because man, I'm like, damn. This nigga said he got railroaded, so that's
Yeah,
why he in a wheelchair. Like this nigga
yeah,
wasn't talking.
yeah,
But but
yeah.
but
And he's not
yeah,
gonna get out the
yeah,
wheelchair. And he's not gonna get out the wheelchair because guess what? The poundings keep happening. That's the problem. Because every video that's dropped to support Canelo, that's another poundage that keeps him right there in that fucking chair. I mean, it is what it is.
yeah, man. It won't just be his channel that falls though.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna make sure of it because what people gonna do,
Mm-hmm.
they're gonna try to spin it to keep their channel. They're gonna try to spin it. They're gonna say some good shit, some dumb shit like he was robbed or whatever. No,
Mm-hmm.
man. I'm gonna be actively looking for any
Mm-hmm.
channel. If Canelo lose handily, actively
Mm-hmm.
looking for any channel making any excuses, and I'm at their
Mm-hmm.
fucking neck. You will not get
Mm-hmm.
away. Trust me, man.
No,
Trust
I've
me.
already
I know I'm
stained them. You
capable.
know, I already stained Monty Brown. I already stained him. Everybody in chat could admit that. That's why I did the vulgar shit with him. I stained him to be ram fucking rotted. So now he got no choice but to be praying. He need to be on his knees, but I ain't talking about those kind of knees. He need to be on his knees praying tonight that Canelo Alvarez skate and win. Because if Canelo don't fucking win, it's over for that motherfucker. It is over. It's
Yo,
over.
I made a video that raised the stakes. I said
Mm-hmm.
the way they've been hyping Canelo to be the great. Basically, they're trying to make him the GOAT.
Yep.
Canelo got to win. He got to win by dominance. I said he got to
Mm-hmm.
stop him.
Yep.
If Canelo if he struggles tonight, then he's exposed.
Yep.
Because if he struggles tonight, that paints. And I don't care who else want to make videos on this because I'm already gonna make
Mm-hmm.
videos on it. It don't matter. That takes you back to why he ducked Andrade and
Yep.
why he ducked Charlo.
Yep.
So basically, that adds 2 more L's to his resume.
And Benavidez.
At Benavidez, that adds 3 L's
Mm-hmm.
to his resume. Oh, this is
Yep.
the reason why you didn't fight these guys.
Yep.
Because Plant whooped you.
Yep.
Or Plant pushed you. Like,
Yep.
oh, so you really a fraud. Canelo
Yep.
got to win in dominant fashion, or else I'm on his ass.
That's it.
That's it. Monty Brown, if he getting away, that's my dude. But if he getting away, it's a wrap. The showbiz pizza, getting away
Mm-hmm.
is a wrap. Anybody who getting away is a wrap, man. Because
Mm-hmm.
bro, y'all been telling us this dude is greater than Floyd,
Yep.
which means
Yep.
he's supposed to walk right through Caleb Plant, man.
Yep.
Let y'all tell it. He's supposed to walk
Yep.
through Caleb Plant. I mean, he
Damn
beat
right,
Kovalev.
Quincy. Damn right, Quincy. Ross know. Ross will tell you motherfuckers though. That's why Ross be always trying to warn cats, get away from my wrath. Because when my wrath stain you, that's it. Once I stain you, it's permanent. It's fucking permanent. I stained that motherfucker, dog. First, I stained him when he was stupid enough to get on and say, "Yeah, I'll debate you. I'll debate." I always bait these motherfuckers because I knew he was gonna do it. His ego. He was getting pushed by this other clown that I excoriated off the fucking channel. Ross know who the fuck I'm talking about. We're not even gonna mention because that one is just that's what you call monkey brancher, dog. That monkey branch had to jump over there and monkey branch over there. But the bottom line, Quincy, the reason why he got stained is because he needed that. I knew he was gonna fall for the bait. Then he hit me up on Facebook Messenger, yo man, hey, I ain't running away. We gonna debate it. And he had nothing to say. The stain happened then, and then the stain happened even more when he was trying to push a fucking agenda that he couldn't push. And you know why he ran to the Canelo route? I'm gonna give y'all a little insider track because y'all don't know that. He knew that the L that he was taking from me was too harsh. So because he was taking that L, I'm gonna tell you something. I didn't even tell Ross this shit. I'm gonna let him in on something. The reason you want to know why he jumped to Canelo, and you know why I know, because the inside track. The reason why he jumped to Canelo is because he took that L so bad from me that he needed to monkey branch into another situation that was gonna make people go away from the fact that, oh shit, this motherfucker's a fake as fuck Earl the True Spence fan.
Mm-hmm.
So he needed to divert from that. And anytime you jump into Canelo, you jump into a situation that kind of helps because now you're dealing with Mexican fans. And Mexican fans, they're going to support and they're going to rock with you regardless. Don't you see in our
No,
videos,
as
every
long
time we
as you
say
speaking
things,
good about Canelo.
yep. Don't you notice every time we start saying shit about Canelo, his fans come on our channel and start talking shit. Oh, you
Yeah.
guys racist. You guys this. You guys that. But money. Look at money. You can learn a thing or two from it. He had got the insider track. Hey, just jump on Canelo because this L you taking is too bad. You need to do this, and that's exactly what happened. So I want to give y'all the insider track on what the fuck happened, and that's the situation that happened from that. And I'm gonna leave that alone.
Yeah, man. So I'm like, cause I was confused. I said, bro, when this nigga become a Canelo fan?
Mm-hmm.
So it didn't make no sense to me. And I thought he was the only thing that made sense to me was I guess he tired of struggling with his channel. He wanted to blow up.
Yep.
But
Yep.
that'll make you blow up overnight. Like if I start three
Yep.
things, I start covering three people heavy right now,
Yep.
my boxing channel will blow up overnight.
Yep.
Tyson Fury,
Yep.
Canelo Alvarez,
Yep.
and Lomachenko.
Yep. It used to be Manny Pacquiao, but Ugas fucked that shit up. The
It used
sell,
to be
the
Manny.
ship is sell. The ship is fucking
And
sell
me
with them.
personally, you could still, but you have to talk about Manny old days. You can still
Mm-hmm.
kind of blow up off Manny, but I don't even want those type of fans. I would never want those type of fans.
No, they
They don't
just
even be
dumb.
talking. No one be making no type of sense what they be saying.
He ain't got no fucking brain cells.
They be like Manny's the greatest because Manny swam in the river of Tonga. He swam in the river of Tonga. I'm like,
Yeah.
what the fuck is you talking about, boy? You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Manny's
They be
the
saying random
greatest
shit that
because he's
said
Filipino.
Manny's the best because Manny's a senator.
Yep.
What you talking about? Okay,
Yep.
so you fed your village. Okay, man. That shit ain't got nothing to do with boxing.
Exactly.
Like, bro, that nigga is not the best. He done been
That's
knocked out
it.
3 or 4 times.
As a
And they
human
should stop
being,
that
as a
fight.
person, as a human being, I love Manny Pacquiao, though. Don't get this shit twisted.
Yeah.
That motherfucker has fed villages. That motherfucker's taking care of his people. He's done more than a lot of motherfuckers can do for their own. So as a human being, I love that motherfucker. But as a boxer, overrated as fuck.
I would like Manny more if his fan base ruined Manny.
Yep.
He had the worst fan base, man.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
His fan base, the Manny Pacquiao fan base is worse than the Cowboys fan base.
Yep. Yep.
They are bad, man.
They're horrible.
About, you can't say the word Mayweather on Facebook. You had 50 Filipinos, 50 Filipinos. You don't even know comment on your shit. Like Floyd's a monkey. Like, god damn.
Yeah, or they'll say Floyd fought a Manny Pacquiao that had a bad shoulder. They'll tell you that.
Right. Or
Manny was fighting him with one shoulder. They're like, where'd you get this wrong information from, dog?
Right, they'll say some shit like Manny was an old man when he fought Floyd. All right,
And
but who the fuck beat Keith Thurman then?
Exactly.
Who the fuck beat Keith Thurman if Manny was so old when he fought Floyd?
Yep.
It's like they say this shit not the next day. They say
and like Floyd told Fat Joe, I'm 3 years older than him. What the fuck y'all talking about? If he's old, then what the hell am I?
You fat pork chop eating motherfucker. Go eat some pork chops. Quit y'all talking boxing.
Exactly.
Fat Joe have no business talking boxing, man.
No.
You barely understand rap.
Mm-mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, bro.
That Kanye shit went over his head. And you know I didn't like that. You know why I hate that Fat Joe interview? Now that you said that, this motherfucker talked over Nori the whole damn time. I turned that shit off after 2 minutes. I couldn't watch it. Because if you interviewing somebody, why are you talking over them the whole damn time?
Because I already know these people's mindsets. Mm-hmm. I don't have to even. Sometimes I don't even have to listen to it to know what they're finna say. Yeah. I don't have to listen to the whole thing to know that there's just a smear now. It's basically this is a damage control. Because what Kanye did was so ingenious. He knows this society we live in now is the most ignorant society that's ever lived on the face of the earth.
Yep.
You can't come on and just tell them the truth about shit.
Yep.
You'll have a little gathering, but you won't have 100,000, 200,000, 1 million people watching. You gotta say ignorant shit too that they're gonna chop up and make viral. And then when people come back and watch the whole shit, they be like, damn, this nigga said a lot of real shit. So he knew he could come on there and just say real shit, real shit, real shit, real shit. He had to get on some clickbait. What they did was they just made sure they focused all on the clickbait.
Yep.
And that's the reason why I've got so many Kanye videos on my channel now. Because I'm showing all the real shit he said.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna act like he ain't just say all this shit.
Yep. And I'm glad you're doing that. But I want to touch on this. Nori said something. I'm glad I watched the interview for 2-3 minutes because I got with the bar that Nori said. Nori killed him with this one. You're gonna love it. Nori said, Joe. And Joe said, man, how did you do such a great interview with Kanye West? The interview was such a great interview that we're doing an interview talking about the interview. And he said, laughing out loud. That's when he cut off Nori again. And I think Nori got irritated, and Nori said the reason why the interview was so great is because I learned as a man growing up and getting older, you just got to let people talk and say what they got to say. Woo!
Right, right,
That
right.
killed him, bro.
And it killed
That
him
killed
because
him.
at that point he wasn't letting him say what he got to say.
Yep.
I was like, bro, I said, man, I'm not gonna sit and listen to Fat Joe just keep hollering over this, man. I see what
Exactly.
this is. They're basically
Yep.
trying to make it seem like Kanye's on there, just doing some random, not saying much or nothing. It was a
Mm-hmm.
good interview, but you're not gonna touch on none of the real shit he said. So I said,
Yep.
okay, don't worry, I'll do it. I'll do it. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And since you was doing it, that's why when somebody got a lane, you just let that lane be. When you was doing it, I said it in microcosms in my videos that I was touching in. I'm like, that's Ross lane, man. Ross gonna touch on that shit. If Ross is a subject matter expert on that shit. Let him touch it up.
But
But one thing that has
gotta do that.
influenced
You can
me.
do it in your own way.
No, but you know what? That's why I did. I did it in my own way. I use examples in when I talk about sports and stuff like. But I just didn't go and do a whole topic on it. That interview elevated my already profound brain cells probably like 30 points, dog. Listen to that fucking interview because I got like eight. I have eight notes, mental notes that I took from it. The biggest note that I took from it was when he basically put Jay Prince and he put Elon Musk on the same level, and he said
Right.
there's no difference between them. The only difference is the way that you guys disenfranchise what Elon Musk is supposedly making from versus what Jay Prince was making. But if you look at their production, their
The
productivity,
mindset.
what they brought out and the mindset, it's virtually the same shit. And that shows you the difference between the not class structure, which is what he wasn't talking about, but this structure right here.
Right.
That's just the difference between that. And the other thing that he talked about, because I listen to a lot of people in like investing in a real estate game that, and I'm talking about these motherfuckers are high level people that had said the same thing that Kanye West said. So I wasn't surprised when Kanye West said it, but the fact that Kanye West thought to say it in that interview, that was profound. A
Right.
lot of people that have expansive wealth and they keep their money and stuff like that, it's because they live a very minimalist lifestyle. And that's what Kanye West was talking about when he was saying going basically and living in somebody's home from home to home. They thinking Kanye West is talking about basically becoming a fucking homeless. And I know a lot of people whose dumb brains will go that route. But
Nah.
really what Kanye West is talking about, the minimalist ideology, it comes from? It comes from the Bible. You look at the disciples. The disciples, when they went and preached the gospel from one area to the other, where do you think they was living in order for them to do it? They was living in people's homes.
Right.
And because they were doing the work,
The
because
money. They didn't need money because they were doing things in good faith.
exactly, and because they were doing the work was the money. They were giving people the gospel, they were giving people good news. So because they were giving people something of value,
They
people
didn't
said,
need
"Hey,
anything.
come stay in my house." You're gonna need refuge. You're gonna need a home to stay. You're gonna need something. You're gonna need food. You're gonna need nourishment. So they were able to get compensated in that fashion for the wealth and the value of what they were spreading out in that sense.
Mm-hmm.
This is what Kanye West was bringing to the fold now. That same ideology, but in that interview. So that's how I looked at it. I was like, wow, he's bringing a disciple type thing message, and hopefully this is not going over Nori, and hopefully it's not going over EMF head. I'm hoping it's not going over their head.
It was definitely going over their head, man. When I come, cause I did a live on the shit as it was happening,
Mm-hmm.
and I was getting on them the whole time because
Mm-hmm.
they didn't ask the right follow up questions. They didn't ask any real follow up questions, bro.
Yep.
When he brought up the abortion, it should have been follow up questions.
Yep.
When he brought up when he broke down the 400 years
Mm-hmm.
and how that links back to Deuteronomy 28, it should
Mm-hmm.
be a question like you, Nori. Every interview, he gotta let it be known, like, you know, I'm Puerto Rican, right?
Yep.
Every interview.
Yep.
Don't you want to know what you really are? Because the
Yep.
Spaniards named you Puerto Rican.
Yep.
That means rich port.
Yep.
You think that's what you are?
Exactly.
They named the whole group of people off the advantage that group of people get them. Like, oh, this
Yep.
is a rich port. And
Yep.
named y'all that shit. Y'all accept that? Like,
Yep.
he didn't have no follow-up questions about that. He didn't have no follow-up questions about Kanye saying he don't like that babysitter because he don't trust the babysitter around his kids.
Yep.
He only commented on the shit that was trivial or petulant.
Yep.
And I was like, bro, I said Kanye West, this is a great interview, but he knows what he's doing though.
Yep.
He
And Nori, the
knew
only thing Nori did that was smart is Nori just continued to let Kanye fucking talk. That was the only smart thing he did out of all the dumb shit that he did.
He knew that he wasn't going to be able to get deep into what he wanted to say, but he also knew that was the platform for it to go viral.
Yeah.
Because he could have went on other platforms and been able to divulge what he was really saying and get deep, but it wouldn't have went viral so fast. He knew this is the quickest way to get this message out as fast as possible to as many people as possible.
Yep.
So he made the right choice. I just hated that he did good by letting him talk, but he didn't ask. If you're going to interject, ask questions so people could expound more. He was interjecting with like stupid shit. So
you know what's my favorite part of the Kanye West interview? The fact that Kanye West did his own fucking hair, and Kanye West came in with that haircut, and he proved a fundamental point. And the fundamental point that he proved is it don't matter the way you fucking look with your hair. It matters what's in this motherfucking shit right here. And if you got this together and you got everything else in order, that shit that you have on your head, everybody else gonna say that shit is cool. And you know what they did at the end of the interview? Even though we know that haircut, me and you, by haircut standards, we know that shit is bullshit.
Right.
But you know what? He made that shit cool. And guess what? You're gonna see other motherfuckers put that same bullshit on their hair and they're gonna be rocking that haircut.
Right. Or at the minimum, they won't care so much about their outer appearance. They care more about things that actually matter. And I think that's what he was doing.
Well, see, that's the deeper message. Right. That's the deeper picture. But I'm talking about people that don't think that deep. They're gonna look at their haircut, and I'm telling you, you're gonna see it within the next week, and you're gonna see that's gonna be the new haircut people gonna be rocking.
They gonna be like, "Hey man, fuck me up, man. Give me a comment." Like, what you mean, Clippers? They would be like, "I'll take the guards off, man. Take the guard off, and just, hey man, you got some sisters, some cousins. Write all their names in my head, man."
Yep.
Yeah. But the bigger purpose is more so we as people, we gotta wake up. We too superficial.
Exactly.
Worry about how we look all the time. What it really is.
Yep.
How many niggas do we really know that we're the best at everything but have nothing?
Exactly.
I have niggas on my Instagram that I grew up with that's trying to give me life advice. Nigga, I'm about to be a retired man next year at 39 years old. Fuck are you talking about? Ain't no you can tell me, nigga.
Exactly. Fuck up.
I want to be a retired man at 39 that can go on and do other things. But my basic necessities is going to be taken care of for the rest of my life. What can you tell me, nigga? You just barely stopped selling drugs last year.
Exactly.
We not on the same level. We're the same baskets, homie.
Nope.
You know, what?
Nope. And it's always those motherfuckers that always got something to tell you.
Like, bro, and I'm being respectful because this is my man. I grew up with him. We was in the same school. Yeah, I just hit him at the end. I was like, yeah, man, that sounds crazy, man. I was like, you know what? I was like, man, you know, I might have to look into some of that shit. You know, after I retire, I'm gonna need something to do. He said, hold on, you finna get ready to retire? I said, yeah, man, I'm retired next year, man. I did 20. He's like, damn, bro. He's like, man. Yeah. So you sit here, you let me say all this shit? I was like, yeah, man. I was like, you just assume I ain't know what the fuck was going on. So I just let you talk. Stupid ass motherfucker.
That's it. You let them run with their fucking mouth.
What the fuck are you talking about? This nigga give me all these. He gave me all these schemes that have been proven not to work.
Yep.
What's the SBA loan? Get a nigga locked the fuck up.
Yep.
What's the other loan? You got the SBA. Get a nigga
SBA. You got your Navient loans. You got them federal student loans. You got your what they call them things again? It's gonna come to me, dog.
I
The
know
federal
somebody in the chat
they
know
give the
because I know
federal one,
at
they
least
give the federal one a specific name.
yeah. I know at least one person in the chat done did this shit, probably running for the police right now. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he telling me about all these loans. He telling me like, hey man, and he said, then if you run into hard times, you know, you could always. He said you can always set up this thing on Instagram to where you get people to give you get people to give you the cash app. And if you can get people to give you the cash app name
Yep.
and their phone number, I know somebody who could take that and get you 3,000. I said, man, I said
Man, get
you're
the fuck
going to
out of here
jail.
with that shit. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. Get the fuck out of here with that shit.
He knows. He knows. I said you're going to jail.
Yep.
We don't go
Yep.
live.
That's exactly what's gonna happen. That's that pyramid. That's that pyramid shit they running.
We was on live and the nigga got so mad. He said, man, why would you wish that on me? I said, this is the truth, man. I
It's the
said,
truth. Yeah.
the life don't work that way. You don't get $3,000 out the thin air, man.
Exactly.
Somebody's money is being displaced somewhere. You're going
No.
to jail.
Exactly. Exactly. That's other people's money. It's Ponzi scheme.
Right, man. I'm not fucking with you, dog.
Yeah. And you don't make that kind of turnaround. I don't care. I don't care how you. I don't care how you make your money in your sleep. You don't make that kind of turnaround that fast.
No, man.
There has to be a transaction that happens from a financial standpoint that can justify that turnaround. Like if
Yeah,
you sold 100 times this at $50 or
right,
100 times this times $25, that makes sense how you got the 3,000.
right.
But to just call, just say you get a call in and then you get 3K, that means somebody's getting rapage. There's somebody's getting money displaced from their account that you
Yours.
probably hacked into to put into your fucking account.
I was like, bro. I said, man. I said, you're going to jail, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got a aunt of mine that she always go into these crazy ass Ponzi scheme business. Hey, how much money you want to invest? Because if you give me about 10, if you give me like 10K, if you give me 15K, I'll turn it to 20K. I'll turn it to 30. I'm like, okay, I need you to explain to me how did you double my investment
Right.
in that short period of time, or I can do it in 3 months. Explain to me in 3 months. Break it down to me every month how you were able to get those increments to go up to the point to where you was able to make it double. Like I need to see it on a day-to-day transactional basis. When you start talking like that, oh, I ain't fucking with you. Leave me alone. Leave me alone.
Right, right, right,
Because
right, right,
you gotta see the history behind that.
right, right. And let me guess. As soon as you brought that shit up, she ain't had no words for you.
No, she hung up. Every time I bring that up, she hang up. And then she'll call me back. You'll call me back for another one.
Because they so used to give people that they
Mm-hmm.
forget that the shit didn't work on you the first time. And they so used to people be so hungry for money that they would take that chance, bro.
Yeah,
But I'm always the nigga that's asking the question, like, hold on, man. So
yeah,
how does this work? They be like, man,
yeah.
see, they try to start talking fast then. Like, see, the thing about it is, just think about it, man. If one thing told me, he said, just think about it, man. He said, man, you go outside. He said, you feel the wind on your face.
Mm-hmm.
I said, yeah. he said, do you ask God how do it work?
Yeah.
I said, bitch, that nigga God ain't charging me. It's free. I gotta give you money. So
Yeah.
you can then say 3 weeks ago get this amount of money. I need to know
Mm-hmm.
where my money is gone.
Exactly.
He's like, man, all I'm asking you to do is to buy this one gift card for $250. I said, you out at $250 just growing trees. I said, tell you what. I said, I'll tell you what, man. I said, how much
Mm-hmm.
money you got in your account? Yeah, that's kind of a private matter. I was like, man, how much money? You got $250, right?
Yep.
He's like, yeah. I said, well, why don't you do it for yourself?
Exactly.
And if it works, I'll think about it. He said, man, it don't work if you do it for yourself. I said,
Exactly.
that shit is a scheme.
Exactly. Because you're supposed to do it for yourself and show proof that you did it for yourself so that you can tell people this is how you did it.
Right.
Not, oh, I need you to bring in for me. Because the bottom line is whoever is the scammer
Right.
is gonna be the one that benefits. The
Right.
scam is gonna be the one that's gonna be the victim. But let me tell you something about these OPMs, other people money Ponzi schemes. They work in the beginning because you have so many people that invest. So when so many people invest, it's their money they've invested. So of course, in the beginning, in the onset, they have the financial wherewithal and the capacity to say, I can double, I can triple, because they already doing it with the monies that other people have put up. But here's the problem. There's no long-term plan, no long-term financial valuation to say that, okay, these people's monies that we've already initially invested, it is going to continue to do this. What they're doing is they're taking that person's money and paying you and then turning around and saying, okay, I need to get a new person. The goal is to always extract a new person in to cover the money that fucking went out,
Right.
especially when you're saying that you can double a person's investment. So the first group of people are like, wow, this happened to us. Of course, they're going to experience it because they're the first group where all of the monies were initially invested. But it's the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth, and the sixth group that's going to suffer. And then what you're going to find out in all of these Ponzi schemes is they all come to the same conclusion. You know what they start saying? Two things start happening. One, they start saying, well, you know, it's no longer double. Your investment done dropped to single investments. Then they start telling you after a while, well, you know, the market is just not doing good. The market is volatile. Hold
Right.
up. You went
Hold
from
on.
double
I
to
just watched
single.
I just watched CNN. I see that shit breaking.
Exactly. And then you went to the market is volatile. What the fuck are you talking about? And then here's the fourth one. Because I've witnessed this firsthand and seen how these things work. They stop answering your phone call. When they
Right.
stop answering your phone call, that means they've shut down operation. They've taken everybody's money. They've
Right.
probably left or fled the fucking country, and you asked out. You
You
can
asked
call as
that.
much as you want. That motherfucker is no longer there. That business is no longer there. Where you went, it's probably now changed to a new fucking store.
Right. That's probably a Taco Bell there. You go up in
And then
there.
the
You go up in there
building's gonna
selling
tell you this
tacos.
person. The building's gonna tell you, oh, this person been left. This person been left. You sitting there, and this is how they get you. Because I've had relatives that got in shit like this. This is how they get you. They tell you, you know, you just got to sit on it, man. You got to sit on it for a year. Because if you sit on it for a year, your money's gonna quadruple, right? So these motherfuckers come back 12 months later. They come to find out the place where they used to come to see the person has turned into another business, and that business is telling them this person hasn't been here for the last 6 months.
Right, man. You gonna get big on. Where you going? It sounds like Aruba.
But they got their middleman. They got their middleman telling them, you know, stay patient. Stay patient. Everything's going good. Don't worry. Your investment is secured.
Right.
You know, and this is how they make people feel good, because they know a lot of people that are just dumb. And when I say dumb, I don't say dumb like they're just dumb people, but dumb in the sense that they're not paying attention to everything.
Economics.
Exactly. They're not paying attention to the numbers. This is what they do. They always tell them, let's go out and eat. Because
Right.
they know when you take somebody out to eat and you pay for it, it's always a feel-good gratification. It's showcasing the people that there's a power structure there,
Right.
that everything is secure because I'm paying for your meal. But what
Right.
you don't realize is paying for a meal is
Ain't
not
shit.
ain't shit compared to the money that you've invested. And then while
Right.
they're paying for the meal and telling them, yeah, the food's good, right? And all of that, they're reassuring them and keep them off track with all other bullshit topics.
Right.
Hey, how was sports? How was school? How was this? How was that? So that you don't bring up where the hell is my damn money until it's already too fucking late.
Exactly. Because they put you in a predicament where you have to be rude to do it.
Yep.
And most people not rude. They're not real enough to be rude. They real
Exactly.
mean if they angry. So most
Yep.
people can't say, you know what, this nigga he did just buy me a nice spread. But fuck this spread. Hey, check it out, man. The lamb chops is smacking, man. But where the fuck is my money at, man? They know
Exactly.
most people are not gonna do that. They can be like, you know what? The food's good, the drink's
Mm-hmm.
good. I'll talk about this another day. And
Yep.
then next thing you know, you call buddy number and he can answer.
Yep. And you see why we got so many motherfuckers listening to this shit? Because they know a lot of people have experienced this, Ross, firsthand. They know shit is true. We talking some real shit right now, man. This stuff ain't. And see, what people gotta understand is Ponzi schemes is not just because of a Ponzi scheme that's out there. Ponzi schemes are happening every day. That shit happen in the hood every day.
Every
Motherfucker
day.
come up to you with a food stamp, or they come up to you with a what they call that shit?
SBA loan.
EBT fucking card, and they tell you, hey, this EBT card got $100 on it. Look here, it ain't mine, but how about you give me like 125 for that shit? And you
Not
sitting there,
knowing,
you like,
not knowing that's a federal offense.
exactly. You sitting
That's
there
a
like,
federal offense. It's a federal offense for you to use that card.
exactly. Why are you giving me $125 EBT card
Of somebody
that
else's
I could
money.
get arrested for, and that I can get federal charges against? But you know what? People ain't thinking. They thinking in their mind, yeah, that's $100 of food. So yeah, I'm gonna
Right.
pay for that shit.
Right.
And he goes, and then they tell you, hey man, just use it all the way and use that shit all the way to zero, fuck out, and throw the card away. That's what they tell you.
Right.
And these motherfuckers do it. They do it and they don't think twice.
Yeah, I think
This
twice.
is this is the type of illegal shit that goes on each and every single day. So Ponzi schemes are happening each and every single day. And people are not paying attention and realizing that.
You ain't paying attention. Not at all, man. Because you gotta think about it. People need to realize this anything that's a come up. There's nothing in this life, bro. This is one thing I realize is it's
Hmm.
always best to do everything the hard way.
Yep.
You learn it better, and 9 times out of 10, it don't come to bite you in the ass.
Nope.
If a random motherfucker walk up to you and say, "Man, I know how you can make $50,000 in 10 seconds,"
Hmm. Hmm.
you understand what the you might make $50,000 in 10 seconds.
Yep.
That shit might ruin your whole life, man.
Exactly.
Because you don't know what the fuck you finna get ready to do,
Exactly.
and now you're responsible for it. Because what
Yep.
he's talking about is right around the corner. He got an inside knowledge of the little armored truck with the bread.
Yeah, exactly.
Y'all get away with 50,000, but guess what? You live the rest of your life on a run for 50 racks.
Exactly.
Niggas need to realize anything that's fast ain't worth
Hmm.
it.
That ain't worth it.
It ain't worth it, man. Because you don't
Hmm.
just get free money.
Nope.
That ain't how it works. You know what I'm
Nope.
saying? You don't just get free money, bro. Like,
And
bro,
when Ross is telling you get it, make sure you get it the hard way. He's also telling you to do it the right way.
do it the
Because there's
right
a
way.
wrong way to do shit and there's a right way to do things.
Yeah,
It
man.
always pays off to do things the hard and the right way, man. Because guess what? It takes a long time. It's a pain in the ass, but you ain't gonna have nobody knocking down your doors when it hits completion, when it hits satisfaction, when it hits materialization and it realizes itself. Nobody's knocking down your fucking door, man. They only knock down your door when it's fast and it's the bullshitty way. Here's the example I'm gonna give. Look at BMF and look at Jay-Z. BMF during the height of their careers, they had this thing. Big Meech had this thing where he always had to stunt in front of Jay-Z. I don't know if he just didn't like Jay-Z. I don't know if it's just the way Jay-Z was. He had to. I think he was just trying to
He was ju-
feel
he
that
was,
he
ju-
could
he
just.
was jealous of Jay-Z's celebrity status, so he was trying to upstage him.
Yeah, I think he just wanted to make sure that Jay knew his presence was there, and you, hey, I'm on your level too, like Ross just said. But if you look at their trajectory, right, and you look at how things turned out, Meech took that shortcut. He did the fast money shit.
Yep.
Jay did it the legal way. He did it the long way. So who's the billionaire now and who's in fucking jail for 30 fucking
Right.
years? See, this is what people don't understand. I mean, I love the show. BMF. It's a beautiful show. By the way, 50 Cent's getting rich off their ass too. But the show is a great show. It paints a great picture and it talks about their lives and all that good stuff. But look at the trajectory.
Mm-hmm.
One is 30 years in prison and the other one's a billionaire.
Right.
That in of itself shows you right then and there the right and the hard way is always the better way to fucking do it than to sit there and try to do it the shortcutty fast way. Because at some point, the chicken's gonna have to come to roost. Fast money always always finds its way to rear its ugly head. I know this to be true because I used to engage in fast money behavior. Not gonna tell you motherfuckers that shit because they ain't your
Right.
fucking business. But I used to engage in that shit, and the type of individuals you get around, the type of shit that you always have to have you always have to look over your shoulder. Who wants to live like that?
Right. And that at the end, your reward is a metal bars and a hard ass bed, man.
Exactly.
You get to live with you get to make a lot of new friends that you never wanted to
Hmm.
know.
Hmm. Yeah. Who wants to live like that? And that's what people don't understand. That's why if you look at the three fast money consumers, if you notice, the only people that generate money in the three fast level consumers are the people that own the shit.
Mm-hmm.
Strip clubs is a fast money generating operation. If you notice, the strippers are always disenfranchised, and that's why they're stripping until they're 100 years old. They supposed to just go to college. Most of them just can't, and then they find out, shit, past
They don't
college,
save
I'm
their
still
money.
stripping
Yeah.
because they spending the money so fast. That once they make it in, they don't do the investment. Some of them, it's rare. Some of them are smart enough to say, okay, I'm gonna take this money and I'm gonna, go get this, and I'm gonna go in real estate, or I'm gonna go in this, I'm gonna go in that. But the majority of them are just into the fast money that's in front of them, and it puts them in a whirlwind and it fucks them up bad. And the reason why it does that is because it puts them in a revolving cycle of dependency. It's like another 9 to 5, right? It's
Mhm.
another. I gotta wait until that paycheck come in. I gotta wait until that paycheck come in. I gotta wait until that paycheck come in. That's what it is, really. And then you got two others that are like that. People that gamble. If you notice, people that are like, I'm talking about people that have an insane, extreme addiction with gambling. Money and them are not best friends. They lose money like nobody's business. As soon as that shit come in, when they get their check, is as soon as that shit go out. And then the
Mhm.
third group of people that are classified that way are people that always want to get into these businesses that we just talked about. They take their money from their job, or they take their money from whatever legal means that they make it, and then they always, oh yeah, I got this stock that I want you to invest in. I got this. And you sitting here looking at these motherfuckers, and they supposed experts. 30 years from now, they doing the same thing again, living in their parents' house, not graduating their environment. And you've already moved on. You, like Ross, you getting ready to retire. You have a pension from the military, and you have other resources. And you sitting here looking at these people, and you're like, man, I've been making strides. I've been making steps to move ahead, but you in the same revolving cycle over and over and over again.
Mhm.
What the heck is wrong with you? And it's not because the person is doing that because there's a problem with them. It's because of the surroundings and the environment that they're around. If their surroundings environment tells them that this is what they're supposed to continuously do, then guess what? Monkey see, monkey fucking do. Those are the three fast monies that will always find you in a precarious situation.
Mhm.
So, with that note, I already know because that's what I said. At this point, we in sync. Ross gets silent like that, it's time to fucking go. I'm silent like that too. Listen, man, this was a great live. We killed it. We tore it up. We gonna see y'all for the fight tonight. I gotta step out and do something real quick. Ross, I'm sure you got a few things you gotta take care of. Y'all tune in for the late night live that we're gonna do for Canelo Alvarez versus Caleb Plant. We'll be doing the live right when the fight happens. We ain't doing no. Listen, we premiere niggas. We premiere motherfuckers and all that undercard and all that. Let these other bullshit motherfuckers do it. We gonna put our lives to synchronize right when the fight start. All right.
Mhm.
So y'all take care. Y'all have a great night. Ross, I'm gonna see you later on. Be easy. And everybody that super chatted, everyone that donated to the platform, Everyone that subscribe, comment, like, and share, we appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all check out Tom Ross TV's channel. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the motherfuckers channel. Make sure y'all donate to the platform, man. This brother got some deep books, and you know he's just doing his thing. Linwood Hall. I know when I told you you look like Ross, you said that was the greatest compliment in the world. That's your twin right there, Ross. That's your
Oh
motherfucking
yeah, I
twin. You look at that
appreciate
profile. You look at that profile pic, you're gonna be like, this motherfucker handsome, dog.
it.
So Linwood Hall, man, appreciate you, man. And he's a fellow military cat. Every time with that simplify. Y'all be easy. Y'all take care. Ross, I'll see you later, man. And those in the chat, my message I always tell y'all before I leave, don't do anything I wouldn't do. And make sure y'all not sitting here talking about motherfuckers V tapers. If you didn't take nothing away from that, take this. Don't look at fighters V tapers, because if you start looking at their V tapers, that means you're gonna be pondering what's under the fucking V taper. And the next thing you know, you're gonna start telling us what striations his asshole got. And then that's when we're gonna be looking at you fucking sideways. Y'all be easy. Y'all take care. Y'all have a great night. Be blessed. Peace.
Peace.